should know. I have never really liked you at all. I cannot hide it anymore. I've been thinking about the future, trying to forget about the past. So many ways that I could change for the better.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey, y'all. How are you doing this lovely Saturday? Let me say hey to all of y'all. Hey, Zio, Bad Girl, Abellis, Jenny Jen, Mayla's mom, Indie Girl, Catwoman, Anders. Am I missing? Content Angel. Hey. Trying to see who all's in here. Catwoman again, Zio, Bad Girl, Abellis, Jenny, Sarah, Rubber Ramada, Mayla's mom again. Hey, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? I hope y'all are doing good. I come correct today. I have got timestamps for what we're going to start with. And into Stephans' interrogation. So, we're going to start with the CSAM stuff. I wanted y'all to hear 3 clips from this, or 3 parts, and then I'm going to show you what she was shown a picture of. So yeah, I want you to keep in mind her reaction when they show her a certain picture, and then I'm going to tell you what that picture was of, because it doesn't match. So we're going to start at 117. That's the first part. We'll go right here. Let me make it big. Hey, Mary. Hey, Darlene. Thank y'all for being here. Yes, I want to let my trigger warning up because this is triggering. It is hard to hear at points. So I'm going to make sure it's turned up so we can hear it. I'm jumping right in with some heavy stuff, heavy topics. So again, very heavy trigger warning. Today is going to be a triggering stream.
Whatever he needs to do. Yeah.
Well, obviously, there's a little bit of, actually, I don't want to get to that yet. Who drives your car?
Primarily me.
Okay.
On Monday night, he drove my car.
Monday night when?
And then he had told me he was like frustrated, I guess. I'm gonna use the word frustrated. But
Okay, so
I know he's had sexual relations with.
That's what I want you to hear. I'll back it up a little bit. She's going to talk about their relations. All right, so let's listen. Hey, Hazel.
And then he had told me he was like frustrated, I guess. I'm gonna use the word frustrated.
Okay.
But I know he's had sexual relations with people. I don't know, bothered by that. That's whatever he needs to do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously, there's a little bit of, actually, I don't want to get to that yet. Who drives your car?
Okay, so right there, she's admitting that he's having sexual relations with other women while they're together in the house, and they haven't had sexual relations in a while. And she's going to talk about that more later. But I'm like, why are y'all living together if you're not in a sexual relationship? Hey, paranormal fan. I hope you're having a good day. Oh, I'm so glad that you were gifted a membership. Yes, we have memberships too. Yes, Zaya was trying to help me with that. We're going to do some things, change some things on the channel. Thank you all again for being here. All right, so this is the next clip I have. It's 1:20:15, and we're at 1:20:02.
Well, yesterday, the other detective, Frank, responded around 10 o'clock in the morning and started looking at the school. I'm not sure when the initial contact was made with her. I want to say it was like around 11 or 12, right? At your apartment. And we've been in contact with her since then.
Okay. All right. Now, I understand that a detective recently showed you some pictures of not so pleasant things. Okay. What was discussed at that point?
They asked me if I recognized the penis.
Mm-hmm.
In one image, I didn't. In the other image, not that I recognized the penis exactly, but I recognized the things around the penis.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like what, clothing or?
Clothing and like a pillowcase
Okay.
that was like underneath the penis in the picture. So I recognized that.
Now, to be fair, I'm thinking it could possibly be pictures that were taken in bedroom number 4. I would think if she saw a picture down in Madeline's room, the reaction, like, she wouldn't still be wanting to see a picture, but I don't know, because all of this is weird to me anyway. Please protect your peace. Heavy trigger warning. And we're going to continue to listen to this part, and then I have one more clip.
Did he explain to you where those images came from?
You said Stephans one?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Did he explain to you the content of those pictures?
I'm not sure. Just explain that they were in his phone, that there's evidence that they've been sexually active or doing things.
Now, it's hard to hear, but she said that the officers explained to her that there's images on his phone showing that him and Madeline had been sexually active.
What's Stefan's relationship with? What's their relationship like?
At this point in these audios, they're still redacting the word Maddie, so the cop just asked her what's Stefan and Madeline's relationship like.
I was gonna say really good, super great. He's always been super sweet and kind to her, very accepting, warming, understanding of her, because she's got ADHD, so she's kind of a little, I'll say abnormal.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense, like, she doesn't act like a regular kid, but you have to have extra patience and understanding for her.
So she called her abnormal. She's a little abnormal because she has ADHD. I mean, I would have chose a different word, but okay.
And he does that really well.
And she right, from what I understand?
She just
when she's around Stefan, does she act any different?
No, she's happy, just like, hey, how are you? But she doesn't act any differently or weird around him.
Now, you mean to tell me, and you expect me to believe, that they were sexually active and they never showed any signs of that around you while you live in the same house? Like, I'm not gonna believe that for a second. I don't know if you guys out there have ever maybe lived with a boyfriend that was maybe possibly cheating on you with your best friend or something, right? Let's go with that scenario, or a roommate. You can see how they act, little smiles they pass toward each other, compliments that they give, that they try to explain away. Maybe he's making her a drink and just bringing her a drink just out of nowhere, or fixing her plate of food or something. Like there's signs, okay? I'm not believing for a second that there was no signs.
There's no really easy way to ask this, but do you think it's possible that Stefan and her are having a sexual relationship?
Before those images, I would have said absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she hasn't been shown the actual image yet. We're gonna get there in just 1 second. Bad Girl said, I think Jen's words speak to how she truly felt about Maddie. Abella said, bringing a trampoline. Oh, you're talking about something else. Mary said, yeah, it's so weird and creepy. She isn't denying it. Didn't she say she was afraid it would be a Woody Allen situation? Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
But if you're telling me that on the other side of that penis that they showed me was her with her mouth, then there's nothing else I can believe. That has to be true. But before that evidence, I would have said no.
Has Stefan always been like, when you guys communicate and talk, or have you ever caught him in any kind of lies or not being truthful or anything like that?
Hey, Paranormal Rooster, thank you for being here. Oh no, you're good, Bellis. You're fine.
So he's been honest about everything, as far as you know?
As far as I know, yeah.
Mhm.
I never had to question.
And I know that's a lie, because she talks about how he lied to his parents and was stealing money out of their closet and all of that. She said he was very manipulative. So, but here you're saying that he's never lied and you don't ever have to question him. I'm sorry. Nope.
If I've had questions, I've had answers. So
Mhm.
it was never, I never suspected anything.
How long have you lived in Kissimmee?
I've lived in that house on and off since 11 months old.
Okay,
So she's lived there since Maddie was 11, and they're going to talk about they moved to St. Cloud during COVID. This last clip I want to show y'all before I read to you what she was shown is at 1:32:30. Start at 1:32:18. All right, this is the big one.
It's possible, but if I'm at home, I would know.
gotcha.
Hey, Gammy, thank you for being here. I hope you're feeling okay today, Paranormal. Mayla's mom said her daughter was taking 2-hour showers. That was the child's safe place to cry and wash away the filth she felt, in my opinion. Yeah, I think so. The way that Jen, in her interview, we see her like wiping herself. It's like she's trying to wipe the nasty off. I hate to imagine Maddie ever felt that way. It's a sad thing to think about.
Because she's always in my bedroom. She's hanging out in my bedroom or in her space, but
Mhm.
I can hear her in her bedroom or I can hear her from my bedroom. So I would know.
Okay. Now this is kind of going to get into a sensitive subject, which I apologize. But
Trigger warning.
there were images on his phone of them two being involved in a relationship. Now, has she ever disclosed to you or anything like that? If anything like that has happened between them?
Santa did live in St. Cloud. The Santa that got was put up on charges for CSAM stuff. Catwoman, she is disgusting.
No. Okay. Has he ever mentioned to you, like, is he into any kind of, like, does he watch porn or any that you know of?
I'm sure he does, but
Does he watch it around you or? I know some.
It's redacted.
thing, or does he do that to your phone or anything like that? Okay.
We pretty much respect each other's privacy.
What about his phone? Do you ever go through her phone at all?
Sometimes, but not as much as I should probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Because you trust her.
yeah, I've gone through her phone before though.
Okay. Anything abnormal that you would see in her phone? Not that you thought, or
No, I'm saying like
never?
I've never seen anything,
Gotcha.
no, but I'm
Got it,
saying
okay.
if you guys saw something, then I missed it.
No,
But
I'm not saying that we have.
Okay.
I don't believe that either. I don't believe they were constantly texting back and forth and FaceTiming and all that, and you found absolutely nothing on Maddie's phone. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. Paranormal said, I think Jen orchestrated the whole thing. I truly believe that. I don't know if she orchestrated it or she came in on it, but I definitely think she knew. Absolutely.
No. Stephans' phone is a different story.
Just going back to the comment you made about how you know that he was sexually active with someone else.
And I found out about it later, but there was a girl he had been hanging out with, a coworker. This is about over a year ago.
And that's the coworker who said he wanted her to lay and act completely deceased before he could actually finish, which is disgusting. I have that interview too. I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up just now. Catwoman, thank you so much for the super sticker. That is so supportive of you. Thank you. How supportive. Thank you.
He started hanging out with a coworker, and I had suspicions that they were sleeping together, but I would ask and he wouldn't confirm or say anything like that. But he didn't confirm until a few months later that yeah, they in fact did sleep together. And I was just like, wow, okay, good to know. I was just checking to see if I had slept with him after that. And like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to have sex with him after he's had sex with somebody else. So when he told me that, I was just checking with myself to see if that had happened, and it hadn't. So.
And this got brought up on a conversation of you asking him if he was sexually active with someone, something in his phone, or was he texting off to the side?
No, it was a conversation that we had. He just told me.
Paranormal Rooster said, because any other mother has a natural instinct to know when a situation is off. She allowed her daughter to sleep with him in the same bed from the very first time. She knew what was going to happen. Yep. Mayla said, Northport and Port Charlotte are towns right next to each other. I've actually lived in both towns. Oh, really? And then Pa Paranormal Fan said, in my opinion, I think Jen knew, but didn't care because she didn't have to have sex with him. God bless Maddie. It's possible, yeah. If you were sus that he was sleeping with your daughter, why is he still in that house? Ugh, says Bad Girl. Right. Absolutely. Hey, all things serious. Thank you for being here.
Was it a cordial conversation, or were you guys angry, or?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, when was the last time you guys were sexually active?
December of not December 2023, but December 2022.
Okay.
So by this time, it had been a year and 2 months since they had been sexually active. And you mean to tell me you kept this man hanging out and around your house, even though y'all were not having relations for 14 months? That doesn't make sense. No man is going to stay in a house with a woman that he's not having sexual relationships with. That's not normal. That's not going to happen.
At that point, I had decided that I wasn't interested in sex. I wasn't. My meds just really affected me, and I was just like, you know what? I think it took a while to figure out that it was my meds. I was trying to figure out if it was like my hormones or my body, like what was going on, but it was just my meds.
But you two are in a relationship. You know this man likes women, and you're not having relations. Like, stop. I don't believe it. I believe you knew what was going on and you stopped having sex with him because you knew he didn't want you. That's just my thought on that. Mary, thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate that. That is so supportive of you. I am so glad that you became a member. You have access to member videos now, and I'm going to try to get some more out this week, too. Mayla's mom said Anne had 2 pregnancy tests under the cabinet, which, yes, is suspicious because she's not having sex. So why do you have the pregnancy test if you're not having sexual relationships?
We narrowed it down to that. So when I realized that was happening, I just had to accept it because it's either come off my meds or fix my sex drive. Well, come off my meds, fix my sex drive, or stay on my meds. I'm gonna stay on my meds. Like, I need to stay stable. So, yeah.
Where have you guys been staying? I know you said they kicked you out of your apartment or whatever, but while they were at your apartment, where were you guys staying?
At a hotel right off the Disney property, Home Suites by Marriott or something like that, on Western Way, off of 429.
Okay. Did
She's going to talk about the hotel for a second, and then she's going to ask to see the picture. Pop Paranormal Fan says, she's a disgrace. There's so many women who cannot have children. She was gifted a beautiful little girl and didn't care about her at all. I think she was jelly of Maddie, and that's really sick. I think she was jealous of Maddie, and that's really sick. Yeah, I think she was too. I think she was too. I really do. Mayla's mom said, I think that I can't risk it text is because Maddie was late. I'm wondering if she might have been more involved than we think she was. And she said, I can't risk it because she didn't want, I don't know, somebody to identify her that she was sending images to, or Maddie to realize what was going on if she was being provided substances that she didn't know about. I don't know. That text is really weird. Hey, Sarah Lee. I'm sorry you're in a crabby mood. Mary said, remember she said the sex wasn't evil, but killing her was. Yep, she absolutely did. I mean, and how do you say that? Like, maybe because you knew what was going on and didn't find it evil. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense.
So you and Stefan have been together pretty much the whole time after. Have you guys always been together, or has there been times that you stay at the hotel or you work in and then him be out by himself?
When I woke up this morning, he wasn't there and he was gone for about an hour. But he came back and he said he had gotten some Wawa and then he got lost because he didn't have his GPS or phone on him or anything like that.
But he did have a phone because in the murder indictment, they tell us that while he was gone, he went to his dad's house connected to that Wi-Fi and the storage unit is close by, and we saw the modems on in the storage unit. So I personally think he was getting rid of evidence of where he was sending and distributing the CSAM.
So took him a while to get back to the hotel, but he found us eventually. I wondered that. I was just like, he left the hotel and didn't have a phone on him, didn't tell me where he went. I'm like, how is he going to find his way back? I don't think he even paid attention to how I got here because I'm the one who drove. I'm the one who knew where the hotel was. I was like, I don't know if he's going to figure it out, but he did. But he was gone for about, I wouldn't say an hour.
Okay. I don't think everything else right now.
I feel like can I see that image of, because I feel like unless, I'm not going to believe it until I have confirmation, and I'm always going to have doubts unless I actually see it myself. And I don't want to leave here today and never have the opportunity again. Like, I want to.
No, I don't mind showing you, but
Trigger warning. Keep in mind, pay attention to her reaction to this, okay?
they are difficult things to see. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the one image.
I'm not sure which picture they showed you earlier. I don't think we might have the same pictures. We do have different pictures, but I don't know if I have the same one that the other detective showed you.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Do you still want to look?
Yes. Am I gonna clearly see her face?
Yes.
And prior to this, have you known her to be sexually active with any boyfriends or friends?
That one right there is enough.
You saw it through the picture?
I could, but you can turn it around if you want.
That one right there is enough so far. That's all she said. That one right there is enough. Wait till you find out what it was an image of.
Do you recognize anybody else that may be in that photo? I know basically it's only genitalia, but is there anything else in that photo that stands out to you?
She said no.
Anything in the background?
Is this a picture of a picture? Is this a picture of a phone? Like, is this background
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so just normal. Is this a picture of a picture? Is this the picture of the background? Like, no, nothing, no crying, no, absolutely nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna share this real quick with y'all. It's a little hard to see. I had the document pulled up, but it was making my computer run slow. But I only need to read part of it. Okay, hold on. Right here. Okay. It says next, Detective Khaleesi showed Jen a close-up photograph of a white male member. Jen viewed the picture but was unable to identify the member. Detective Khaleesi then presented Jen with another image of a penis pulled over a pair of pants. Again, Jen viewed this image and identified the member as belonging to Stephan. Jen believed this was Stephan's member based on the clothing and blanket near the member. So those were the first pictures she was shown. The first picture showed Stephan's member by a butt and Stephan's member by some blankets and things. Okay, this is the one she saw with Maddie. It said okay, right here. Yes, Jen stated if she needed a good night's sleep due to her anxiety, she would ask them to sleep in a different bedroom. Orange County detectives had previously shown Jen photographs of Stephan's member for identification purposes. Jen did not want to believe Maddie and Stephan were engaged in sexual activity. Jen asked to see the image of Stephan and Maddie. I pulled out a printed picture from Stephan's Google Drive that showed Maddie with Stephan's member in her mouth. Jen said she didn't recognize anything in the picture, as if she was in denial. However, she became visibly upset. I asked Jen additional questions unrelated to this particular case. I excused myself and told her that I was going to speak with Stephan. That's her reaction. Just the normal, was that a picture of a picture? Was it a picture of a picture taken off a cell phone? That's all I need to see. That's all I want to, that's your reaction to seeing a picture of Stephan's member in your child's mouth. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, I can't even. I cannot even. I'm telling you right now, if they showed me something like, I wouldn't be asking to see it, first of all, but if you showed me something like that with my bonus children, with my children, with your children, with the neighbor children, with the bully up the street and across the roads and down the road, I don't care. Like, you're going to be hitting me with some rubber bullets because I'm going to get that mug in the police station. I don't care. I don't care. You're going to have to lay me out. Grab the taser, the rubber bullets. I don't care. That mug's not going to be able to use his member anymore by the time I'm done with him. In the police station, on camera, I do not give a crap. You do you, boo. I'm going to do me. That's what's going to happen. Yeah, and then thank you, Jenny. And then after that interview, when they go to talk to Stephan, she texts his dad and tells his dad to get him a freaking lawyer. Again, are you freaking kidding me? Stop. Yeah, old Sparky, all of that. Like, stop. Sarah, I don't know why it's doing that, love. All right, we're going to jump into Stephan's interrogation now. I'll be able to highlight more of your comments now because it'll be a video. Paranormal said, you can't tell me that she never... Oh, hold on. Stop it. That one has my intro in it. You can't tell me that she never heard the angst in Maddie's voice when Stephan was alone with her, right? Catwoman said, I don't have children, and you can imagine what I think of her. I'm sorry you don't have children, but I know what I think of her. Oh, thank you, Indy. And I don't know if I said hey to you. Hey, love. Gammy said an eye for an eye with pics. Right. Yeah. I'm gonna give you some pics. Okay. Just trying to skip past my intro real quick. All right, so this starts, this video was like 5 hours long, and the first 3 hours he was just sitting in the room not doing anything because it was the time period that they were talking to Jen. So now we're going to watch him and his emotion and his body language and talk about what we see in the way he's acting. Jen was all about Stephan Stearns. Nothing else mattered to her. Anders said, I don't think either Jen nor Stephan was great fans of taking showers. Oh, that's gross. Well, hi, occasionally classy. Thank you for being here. Her lack of response was gross. She did not protect her daughter. It's so disgusting. I can't believe her lack of reaction was very apparent. She knew what was happening to her daughter. That's why I say she absolutely did. I don't understand how people who think that she isn't involved can think that. Paranormal Rooster said she didn't want him because he's okay. Abellis, thank you for being here. And then Mayla's mom said, he's disgusting. I can't stand looking at him. I can't stand it either.
Of him sitting in this room. So I've cut that part out, and we're going to start here where he's waiting for the police to come in and they're about to walk in. He hasn't really been doing anything other than sleeping.
Stephans. How you doing, sir? Sorry. That's okay. Didn't mean to wake you up.
I'm sorry that it was so hard for you to say that, Sarah Lee. Thank you, though, for continuing to try. I'm glad you got it. You were able to say it. Sarah Lee said assault would happen at our meeting. Right. And then Catwoman said, thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Unfortunately, it happens a lot more than people think it does. A lot of women out here are victims of it, and it's not easy to recover from. I mean, it's something that you live with for the rest of your life. It's so sad. Tommy Lee's wife yesterday revealed that he only showers once a week. Oh, goodness. That is interesting. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Mark. I work for the Kissimmee Police Department. Nice to meet you. This is Corporal Elgin. Brandon. I understand you've been here for a little bit. So just to give you a little bit of background, the reason we are here now is because
When it cuts out like that, it's a redaction.
Jennifer and yourself reside.
I hate hearing my own voice. Hey, Tiffany, thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you. Catwoman, if you ever need to talk, you can email me, hun. My email is just allegedly speculating@gmail.com.
In the city of Kissimmee. So initially they thought, dropped off at school and it would be an Orange County case. It seems like since she lives in Kissimmee, that's the reason we're going to do the case. Okay. You understand? Yeah. Okay. All right.
So they have him in a much smaller room than they had Jen. They got him all the way up against the wall, and sorry, I was eating a piece of candy. His arms are together. He's closed off, trying to stay closed off from the detectives.
Let me just grab some things here real quick. All right. I know that you were brought up here by detectives, right? Detectives drove you? Okay. And that was earlier today.
I have no idea how long ago that was.
It was sometime today.
Sometime today.
Yeah. So being that you're here, we're here, you were taken here by detectives, I just need to get this out of the way just so we can talk about how we're or where she may be, okay? All right. Have you ever been in trouble ever in your life?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever had your rights read to you at any point in your life?
I must have.
I must have. Again, closed off. I want to bring attention to the closed off thing. And paranormal, I'm sorry you had to bring that up. I hope you're okay. I know we've talked about that before, but I hope you're doing okay today.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to do them again just to get it out of the way, and then we can talk about school and stuff like that, okay? All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning. Do you understand these rights? Okay, perfect. All right. So before we start talking, one last thing. Can you just raise your right hand? Do you swear and affirm that the statement you're about to give is the truth, nothing but the truth, to the best of your knowledge, so help you God?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. All right. Let's talk about.
So he still thinks he's in control right now, and you see how closed off and just like the Eeyore type of thing, like so meek, as someone put it earlier, closed off, just like, don't mind me, I'm little old inconspicuous over here. I tried to make it bigger. Paranormal said, I would give anything to have 5 minutes with Stephans Stearns. He would never eat his food again. He would have to drink it. He'd be coloring books, right? Tiffany said, yeah, it's terrible to think. I've been struggling with some things since Delphi trial, but I don't think I have forgiveness for pedos. I don't think there's redemption. They are sick. I agree. I can't. Mayla's mom said, I wish we could see more of his face. Oh, I made it bigger so that you could. Hopefully that'll help a little bit, but that's the best I got.
Your we just talked to Jennifer a little bit, so
they redact this part because they
where'd you meet
were
her?
Work.
Where was that at?
We worked for a home building company. It's no longer in business, but we were both in the call center area.
Oh, okay. So like selling homes or?
Yeah.
So, doesn't even mention that it was his dad's business, a call center for homes. That's where they met. They redacted it. Y'all, I get news updates on my computer. I'm just talking while it's redacted. And it said John Lennon's son just revealed that he has some type of cancer.
You lived in Kissimmee with him? Because I know Jennifer says she's lived in Kissimmee for years.
Yeah, off and on for years myself.
Okay. Any family that lives in Kissimmee?
No.
Okay. So on and off, how long do you think you lived in Kissimmee?
This stretch, 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Jennifer kind of mentioned that
Cancer does something.
then you move back to wherever your parents live. And where's that at?
It's in Northport, it's down by Sarasota.
Are you sleepy? You having trouble sleeping? Occasionally, Classy said he looks like he's trying to appear frail, so he doesn't look like he'd be able to harm anyone. It's it's an illusion to seem like he's harmless because he's all worried that they may know something, so he plays frail. Absolutely. And thank you for putting that into better words than I did, because sometimes y'all know what I'm trying to say and type it in the comments, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Occasionally classy. Indie Girl said, I noticed this, that the faces of the detectives get more red the angrier they get. They do. They turn red. And last one real quick. Abella said, Stephan, I'm tired. I have no memory. I am drugged up. Can't tell you anything. Oh, and I reset my phone. So, yep. Accurate.
Okay, so on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So she had a birthday recently. She had a birthday party Sunday. Is that right?
Sunday, yeah.
Okay.
So
Did you come to the party?
No, I was not. I was on my way up at that point.
Okay. So the party ends.
So he opened his eyes, got brighter, and looked directly in the face and said, no, I was on my way up at that point. Making clear eye contact, because he's not lying in that statement. He was up there on his way up from wherever his parents live, South St. Cloud or something, to come to the birthday party when she had her birthday party. She is built like a melted marshmallow. Paranormal, it's not just you. Right, Catwoman?
Did you pick them up from the party?
Someone must have dropped her off.
Okay.
She was there when I got there. Jen asked me to make sure that in the shower and did her bedtime routines, which she did. She was already on top of it. So
again, I question, why are you having this man make sure your child takes a shower and takes her medicine? Like, even I don't know, even as a, like, I've had my significant other, I'm a step parent to 4 bonus children, and yes, I take care of them. I would do that for them, but I'm the woman. Like, with my biological children, my significant other would not be the one to make sure they take showers and took their medicine at night, right? Like, I would. I'm the woman. That's like, I don't know if that sounds weird to y'all, but that's just how I'm like, why is he making sure she took a shower? Like, that's weird to me. Hey, Janet, and thank you for being here. Janet says, thoughts of him with that baby makes me sick. Yeah, I'm glad she's not suffering anymore, and I'm glad everybody knows her story, and she's getting justice. Hey, Pat Sanford, thank you for being here. Hey, I know who killed you. Thank you for being here. Says, ugh, his croaky voice is so annoying and pathetic. Pathetic is another good word. He tries to appear pathetic. And then last one, Mayla's mom said the bedtime routine, they always use that phrase. That has always drove me insane. Pat said they talk about Maddie like she's 4. Absolutely. Anders said, I think Jen's chin is kind of sexy. Do you really?
do there.
Okay. What time do you think you got back in Kissimmee?
What time I got into Kissimmee?
Yeah.
Maybe 8 o'clock, 8:30ish, something like that.
And I apologize if you've answered these questions before. It's just like I said, we're coming into the game late, so I may ask you things that you've already answered probably 3 or 4 times.
Well,
and I apologize
as well. My memory is.
I'm sure that y'all know, but they do that to see if your story is going to change. They already know the details of the case.
Not super reliable on time frames. I've been medicated for the better part of a week.
Okay, that's fine. What do you take medicine for?
Anxiety mostly. I've been having some money troubles lately. Anxious over that. So.
Okay. Well, hopefully your money troubles get better.
I've been.
He said he's anxious. He said he's taking medication and that he's anxious. They asked him why he's anxious, and he said money troubles. I mean, I have a theory about how they were getting money. I don't know how they were having money troubles unless you're worried that now you're not going to be able to make that money or something. I don't know. Queen Oliver Ruthann, thank you for being here. Stephen Stearns thinks he's so smart resetting his phone, right? So he's only 37. He looks twice as old. He does. And then Rubber Ramada said, so it would be rude of me if I said he's dumber than he looks. I don't think that's a rude thing to say.
Medicated on Ativan since probably Saturday.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so when you got to Kissimmee and you got to the apartment, what happened? Like,
made some dinner, made some ramen. I love how I make my ramen. Then we started watching Sister Act, but it was time for her to start getting ready. Basically, just as we were starting Sister Act.
Okay.
And that was just about bedtime.
What time is bedtime?
Usually 10:30, 11ish,
Okay.
something like that. It's a spectrum, not a set time.
Then, so who's going through the bedtime routine? Because I know Jennifer said she has somewhat of a little routine too that she does. Is it her? Are you talking about?
Jennifer's routine is taking her meds, eating some food so that she can have the proper calories for the meds. And then she's got about an hour to do whatever she needs to do because she needs to fall asleep at that point.
Okay, gotcha.
So what I notice here is and I assume he's telling the truth about that. Jen's bedtime routine is all about Jen. Jen's bedtime, at no point did he say she takes her meds, she makes sure Maddie takes her meds, she makes sure they've both eaten and they both go to bed. Like that would be my routine. My kids aren't on medicine, but we eat dinner, I make sure they've showered, I make sure they brush their teeth, I make sure that they get into bed. It's not, and then I come in my room and I might crochet for a little bit and go to bed. It's not, Jen's routine is all about Jen, and Stephan is the one taking care of Maddie. And again, you mean to tell me that it's just because he's helping you, even though y'all aren't having sexual relationships, he's the father to her basically in that household and taking care of her so you can just do you, boo? Like, again, I don't believe so. I think he was taking care of her because in that situation, they were in a relationship and it was accepted, especially, again, referencing the Woody Allen comment. And Mayla's mom said that seems late for a 13-year-old in a school night. It does. I'll tell you, I homeschool, and the thing about homeschooling is like you basically set your own time frame, right? So like mine go to bed at about 9:30 and we get up at about 8 o'clock and make breakfast, and then we do school between 9:30 and 10. I can set my own schedule, right? But even my kids are in bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock, not 10:30, 11, 12. What? No, we're not doing that. And I could do that as being homeschool, you know what I mean? But that's still late for me as a person that homeschools and sets my own schedule. That's really late. Like I wouldn't do that. Paranormal just gifted a membership. If you were gifted a membership from Paranormal Rooster, please tell him thank you. Thank you so much for being I'm sorry, Pop Paranormal Fan. I got the wrong name. Pop Paranormal Fan gifted a membership. If you got a membership, please tell Pop Paranormal Fan thank you. And thank you so much for being so supportive. I really appreciate that. I'll play our clip real quick. Thank you so much again, Pop Paranormal Fan. That was really sweet of you and very supportive. I really appreciate that. Any girl said yes, such bullshit. So their story is Jennifer invited him over to help her get ready for bed and take her to school in the morning so she could sleep. Like what the actual fuck? Yeah, exactly. Occasionally, Classy said, it's very late for a school night. It seems like nothing in this home was done with Maddie's best interest in mind. It's so sad. Yeah, and another good point, Janet. Real moms never sleep. Like I'm super tired right now from finishing Christmas shopping and trying to get presents wrapped and planning, the sweets and stuff I'm gonna make with the kids. And like I'm tired, right? Moms are always tired. Like that's what it is. That's being a parent.
Her bedtime routine is taking her bedtime meds, brushing her hair. She should have showered that night. And then she goes to bed as well. Usually with some bombs or something on in the background. Sprinkles.
Got it. What are the sleeping arrangements?
She sleeps in her.
Okay. Did she sleep in her bed Sunday night?
No. I was just back. I'd been away for a couple months. We in the same bed together, so to get some serious sleep. So she said no to that and suggested that the guest room upstairs had a big enough bed. So some snuggle cuddle time that would suffice, and Jim would get to sleep in peace.
Okay.
So, did you notice the ums and ahs that he was saying there? Because he knows it's not generally acceptable for a grown-ass man to be sleeping in a child with a 12 or 13-year-old bed. And there he references his, quote, snuggle cuddle time. That shit is disgusting to me. It's so disgusting. Because when he says that, you get an image in your head. And I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Pat said, I don't believe Jen saw Maddie again that night or the next day. She dropped her off at Grandma's on Wednesday that week, and this all went down on Sunday. I think she intentionally distanced herself. I think she distanced herself, too, from Maddie because she was jealous, in my opinion. Yeah, me too. Me too, occasionally, Classy. Rubber said he has to know how ignorant he sounds. Yep. Abella said, bad girl, exactly. His stupid parents will keep his commissary filled. Yeah, I don't want to call. Yeah, I agree. I don't, at the end of the day, that's their son and they're going to support him. But it is infuriating to know that they're going to support him. It is disturbing.
So you say snuggle time. What does that mean?
Like to be alone. She's extremely dependent. She does not like to be alone at all. She needs human presence around her. Simply.
Gotcha.
So keep in mind that they've already seen all the pictures. They've downloaded his Google Drive. They know what's on it. They just actually got done showing Jennifer that picture of Maddie, and they're asking him to explain snuggle time. And he thinks that they don't know any of this. He thinks he was so smart and reset his phone and all of that. And it's interesting to see their reaction when they know what snuggle time means.
We've been trying to wean her off of that, but it's been difficult.
What?
It's redacted.
He's on his way.
Abella said, I know, but they created his dependency on them. No job, gaming, etc. Actually, you got a really good point there. They actually absolutely did. And any jobs he's had, he's worked for them or Disney, which is even more concerning. Pat said, Stephan is so nasty. And last one real quick, Pop Paranormal Fan said, you're most welcome. Yes, thank you. That was really sweet of you to do that. Thank you. Oh, occasionally, Classy said he wanted her to appear extremely dependent, so he has an excuse for having to, quote, help Jen and watch Maddie do the whole bedtime routine and, quote, snuggle time. So he wants her to sound dependent on him. Great point.
It's way down to help.
Gotcha. Okay.
Last I heard.
All right. So Jennifer says, "Well, so snuggle time with you to help her go to sleep." Is that right?
Just bedtime, yeah.
Bedtime. Okay. Did you stay in the room the entire night?
Not the entire night. I'm usually up and down sometimes. So I might go grab a drink or something, or yeah, I'm up and down sometimes.
Gotcha. But you didn't at any point go. Okay. All right. So night goes on.
Oh, Marilyn McCrae, you got the gifted membership. Thank you for saying thank you. And I'm so glad that you were gifted a membership. Pat said, and that's what predators do. They even make the victim feel totally dependent after the abuse has gone on a while in the form of learned helplessness. Yes, they do. I was abused and my abuser made me physically dependent on him. That's another story for another time, but that is a tactic that they use. Catwoman said the job was selling pics and videos of poor Maddie on the dark web. I think so, honestly, when you look at the modems and computers that were in the storage unit. There's no other explanation for that. And the reason it's in the storage unit and the modems are turned on and being used is so if it gets traced, if the IP address gets traced, they can quickly get rid of everything, and the objective is for it not to come back to the actual person.
Morning
Hey,
time
Alex.
comes around and it's school. Walk me through that a little bit.
I hope you're losing sleep.
Morning routine. She usually starts waking up. We set about 3 alarms. The first one goes off and we let her keep snoozing.
Do you remember what time her alarm goes off? What?
Not really. Maybe 7:30ish. I'm not sure. Alarm goes off. We let her snooze about 3 times while we start getting ourselves ready. And after the third snooze, it's time for her to get up for real and start.
So he just talks so passively. That's what irritates me. Again, try to appear frail, like he wouldn't harm a fly. Occasionally Classy said that's so sick. How did he get away with hiding that setup from his parents? It was their storage unit. It was their storage unit, and that's a question I have. Sleepy Snow White, yep. Oh, thank you guys for the nice comments. It was a long time ago. I'm good. But thank you. I appreciate the support. Pat said it's deeply confusing because they act so nice and love bomb you and alternate it with abuse. Yep. Yeah, I hate them acting like she's a freaking toddler too, Indie Girl.
Start getting ready. Typically, she will have showered the night before, so she needs to brush her hair, brush her teeth. Excuse me. Get her book bag together. Eat some breakfast if she's going to eat there. And then we eventually make our way out the door.
Okay. So walk me through, like, you leave, you take her to school in your car?
Yeah.
Okay. And what kind of car do you have?
It's a Lincoln. It's actually my parents' car because my car is down south. It needs maintenance, and we're scared to drive it too much. So I'm driving a Lincoln right now. Got out early. The plan was to get some McDonald's on the way. So we got out nice and early.
Do you remember what time you left, roughly?
Not 100%.
Okay.
I'm sorry. My memory has not been super reliable.
No, that's fine.
But it was early. Maybe 7:30, 7:45, something like that. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not certain.
That's fine.
He does a lot of and thinking, just like Jen does. Thinking of a lie. Anna says, hey, and thank you for being here. Indie Girl has a good point when she says he hasn't moved his arms at all. Weird. And like, how do the other detectives keep his eyes on him? Stephen Stearns must have felt the heat stare. Yep. Has anyone else seen Gritch? Yes, I saw Gritch channel. And he did videos on this case. He's got some really good videos. You guys should definitely check him out. It's Grisch. I actually emailed him. I've got to check my emails. But yeah, he does some really good breakdowns of this. Like, I love his style.
The plan
Was Jennifer awake when you guys left?
Semi-awake. I was giving her updates as we were going along. Getting ready, she's getting dressed. We're leaving now. Goodbye.
We're leaving now. Goodbye. Angela. Hi, Angela Moore, and thank you for being here. I am so sorry for that. I'm not gonna highlight your comment, but I am so sorry. If y'all pray or talk to your higher power, please keep Angela and all the other victims that we talk about and the people in chat. Say a prayer for everybody. I'm so sorry, Angela. If you ever need to talk to somebody, you can email me. My email is allegedly speculating, like it is here at gmail.com. I'm so sorry, Angela. And I'll be praying for you, honey.
But she was sleeping in, so I was just giving her little updates and poking my head in as we went. But we leave the house. We start making our way to the school. Most of the time, her way over towards her school area. I asked her if she's still in the route for McDonald's. She says no, she doesn't want it anymore. Okay.
I wish I could see him head on, but he's not making eye contact at all. He's hunched over, arms closed. I think if he could be in like the fetal position in a ball right now, he would.
Continued on. It was still pretty
No eye
early though,
contact.
I think. We still had some time to kill. It wasn't really time to drop her off yet. I had apparently forgotten my clicker key fob for the gate. So I ended up actually turning around at some point and going back to the community to get the clicker. I had to use my parking sticker to get in for the guy to scan. I had some errands to run afterwards, and I wanted to have my phone.
I really appreciate the outpouring of love that y'all are putting in the chat right now for Angela. That's really sweet. Thank you. Hey, Mel Carter. Thank you for being here.
But we still had plenty of time as far as I knew. So we did that, grabbed the clicker, left again, and that's when we drove over to her school area and I dropped her off where I dropped her off.
Okay. Do you remember where you dropped her off?
Yeah, it was the stretch of road, I forget there's a street name. It was the stretch of road that the school is on. Make a right onto it. It goes down a little ways. There's some communities over here, and up further there's a church, and then there's the overpass and the school on the other side of the overpass right there.
Now he's putting out his arms, describing where he drove at because that's accurate. He did drive there, but keep in mind the detectives have already called him out on his bullshit because he said that he only went northbound, I think, and the cops hit him with, well, why do we have you going southbound at this time? He went to the school at 8:10. That was the only time he actually went to the school, but he did actually go to the school, and it was at 8:10 in the morning. For what? I know who killed you said so chilling when he says, we had some time to kill. Yeesh. Yes. Yep. So it's interesting because he makes eye contact when he's stating a fact, like being accurate, like giving examples of the directions he was driving. That's the first time he's opened his arms to kind of show on the table a direction of where he was going. And he's looking at them right now because he's not lying. That is the truth of where he drove. That any other time when he's recalling the story that they made up, the script, he doesn't look at them in the eyes.
I dropped her off on that stretch where the communities are.
Was she by herself when you dropped her, or was her friends there?
Yeah, she was by herself. She said she was going to go find her friends and hang out, wait for them to show up.
Okay.
Alex said, do you think he's sober or still stoned on Xanax during this interview? He talks about being on Ativan. I think he was on Xanax. The roommate talks about how the night after they reported her missing, he smoked weed with Jennifer and he got stupid high. She said he's never been that high and he was stupid high that night. Y'all let Alex know what y'all think. Do y'all think he is sober or still stoned on Xanax and the weed he smoked with Jen during this interview? Marilyn says sober psychopath speaking, in my opinion. And he could be. He's probably used to the medication he was taking. Abella said the cops know everything at this point. Backpack and white crock in the garbage bin, pictures, etc. And he has no clue yet. I love it. And you're absolutely right. They haven't found her body yet, but they know everything else.
It was still early.
Where did you go after that? Like, did you see her walk towards the...
I saw her making her way towards the direction of the school, but she was like kind of shuffle steps. She was meandering her way there. She was rummaging through her backpack for something. I assume.
Meandering. He did make eye contact, but again, I think he was recalling a day before or a different day. I think because it's easy, like if you drop a child off every day at the bus stop and then one day you don't, it wouldn't be hard for you to recall the day before you dropped him off and recite that because that would be fact. Catwoman said, I'm so proud to be a part of this wonderful family. So here in Croatia, it's almost the 21st, and I opened a can of beer just to honor all you people. Sorry for my little distraction from Stefan. Love you all. We love you too. We were talking yesterday. She was telling me about Croatia. I think that is so cool to learn about different countries. Occasionally, Classy said that's an animated act, the arm gestures, compared to the folded crossed arms, frail act. I wonder if he realizes they don't believe him and know something. I would love to know what he's thinking in this interview. I think he thinks he still has the upper hand, and they aren't on to him yet. Pennsylvania Paranormal Fan said, I think he's sober. His other interviews with just his voice, he sounds the same. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
She was looking for headphones, maybe. But as it turns out, she did leave her phone at home that day, so she might have actually been looking for her phone.
Gotcha. Okay. What was she wearing when she left, or when you dropped her off?
Green hoodie, black shorts, black or blue, black shorts.
Oh, so remember when we did the interview in the police station, he said she was wearing pants, and then Jennifer corrected him and said black shorts. And we know from listening to the murder indictment that I put out that she was in pants. And here he's saying the black shorts again, even though he had already said when they first reported her missing that she had the pants on. And then Jennifer corrects him and says the shorts. That's interesting.
White Crocs.
White Crocs. Okay. All right. So she's walking towards the school. Do you continue straight when you leave? Or do you turn around?
I turned around and went back the other way. I was watching her in my rearview mirror, and she was going the right direction, so it looked okay.
And where did you go after that?
The next stop I wanted to go to was the vape shop. It opened at 10, so I had a little while, so I just kind of meandered around and eventually made my way over there to wait for it to open. It didn't open when it was supposed to, so I left and came home.
Yeah, Abellis, when she was found in the fetal position in a line of bamboo trees with some brush put over top of her, and she had her jeans on and her hoodie. Darlene said, Jen saying Maddie loses track of time and takes 2-hour showers. You dingbat. She was hiding and scrubbing because she felt dirty and ashamed. What a disconnected excuse for a mother she is. She is, and what irritates me is in the interview with Jen, where they tell her about where you can actually see her reaction. She says at one point, that's so disgusting, and starts wiping herself, like trying to wipe the nasty off of herself. And I wanted to punch her in the face because I'm like, you bish, do you not think that your daughter ever felt that way? Like, I mean, even if at one point he had warped her mind so much that Maddie thought that she was in love with Stefan and she wanted to be with Stefan and they were going to get married at one day. She's a freaking 13-year-old child. There's kids at school that date each other in 8th grade and think they're going to get married. And then 6 months later, they're dating somebody else and think they're going to get married. Number one, you can't. And number two, and the biggest thing of all this is this abuse. He is her father figure. Even in the Woody Allen situation, it is abuse. This child was 8 years old when it started, but even if Jen thought it started at the age of 12, why would you allow and condone that? I'll never understand that. There's several avenues we could go down. Like, again, she thought they were in love or whatever. I don't give a shit. That mug needed to get out of your house the first second you thought something was going on, and yet you condoned it, referencing the Woody Allen situation. Or B, they were making money off of the videos and photos. And I'm sorry, if you're down to doing something like that to make money, get your ass out and get a fucking job. Like, why is that even an option? It's all fucked up. They were all fucked up. I want to choke them all.
Went back about an hour later when I was sure it would have to be open at that point. Got what I needed there.
Possible.
Made my way back to home again. Relaxed and hung out with Jen for a while. It seemed like any other morning.
When you got back home after school, was Jennifer home at that time?
think she was on her way home. I think that she had a blood appointment, and we were both kind of going to arrive very shortly with.
I think. Again, I mean, they know you're lying. You know if she was there or not. You would say that with accuracy, with firmness, because you know if she was there or not. Just answer the question. I think they do that because by saying I think, if you come back and say, oh, you're wrong, you lied about that, they can say, well, I said I thought, I wasn't sure. Occasionally, Classy said Jen was not engaged and didn't seem in tune with her own baby, her only child. So I think she knew what was happening but didn't care. I know when my kids need to talk as soon as I see their eyes. You absolutely do as a parent. You can see it, in the way they act, the way that they, it's apparent if your child needs to talk to you, if your child's thinking about something and has something going on, the moment they step in front of you. You're absolutely right. Mayla's mom said, morbid question for you. Do you think Stephan went back to the dump site for sexual gratification? I do. Because he left that night. I'll tell you why, and you can check the videos on my page. He left that night from the hotel room, was gone from 3:45 in the morning until like 10 o'clock that morning, okay? He took Jen's car. The dogs hit on Jen's car. They didn't even hit on Stephan's car. But we know Stephan's car was used because there was a donut on it, and he got the donut from taking and dumping the body, okay? But the dogs hit on Jen's car. So he went out that night. They were at the motel room. He went to the dump site. He did something, which again, I don't know. I don't know if he went and cried. I don't know if he went and said, I'm sorry. I don't know but considering the masturbation cream in his book bag that they found in the room. I mean, again, it leads one down a path to question several things. But the fact that they hit on Jen's car tells me for 100% fact that he left the hotel room that night and went to the dump site and did something. Cried, prayed, said I'm sorry, or sexual gratification, possibly all of it. He definitely went there that night when he left the hotel room, or at some point that night when he left the hotel room, or the night before when he was driving around all hours in the morning, and they have him on video camera that I talk about in the murder indictment, because they hit on Jen's car. If they hadn't hit on Jen's car, I'd question it, but they did. When Jen saw that photo, I'm sure she was more mad at Maddie. She's such a disgusting woman. Remember, Jen said sex with him was painful. Yeah. Darlene said, shit like that is one reason I was with a woman for 18 years. I mean, it happens. Both sexes, unfortunately, are abusive, but it's a lot less likely if you're with someone of a woman. You know what I mean? Annalise said, when my children were small, I never brought men around my children. Never. If I met somebody, it was several months before they met my children. Mayla's mom said I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah, oh goodness, Pat. And then I got two more and we'll get back to the video. I think he went to see her body a second time. That's creepy. Why were her pants off? It's sick. That baby didn't deserve that. I didn't know her pants was off. I'll have to check that again in my documents. But if they were, yeah, that definitely tells me he did something. But I know she was found in them, but I didn't know if they were actually off. I'll definitely double check that. Catwoman said Jen is an evil witch. Also, what goes around comes around. What goes around turns around. But doing that to an only child, sweet daughter. DR. Yeah. I don't know how to politely say this, bad girl. Stephan liked to go in the back door. And I don't know, I mean, if you think about his member, that could probably tell you something. And I mean, again, I have to question, Maddie was on medicine for constipation. And like I guess medication can make a child constipated, but considering that he likes to go in the back door, they're sleeping together, and you never questioned when you had to put her on medication for constipation, what was going on. Like, again, and I apologize, trigger warnings, but I there's so many signs that point to she knew something.
Okay. So when both of you got home, walk me through the rest of the day.
Just hung out, chit-chatted. I mean, it's not much to recollect.
But you stayed at home pretty much. darkness all day, or no?
Pretty much until I think maybe noonish or 1 o'clock. I had a few errands to run, but I wanted to be back in time for us to go. So I just ran up and down 192. Ended up getting a flat at some point, which made me late to get.
Where'd you get a flat at?
Somewhere along 192.
192 is a big road.
It is, and honestly, it all looks the same to me. So I've been asked, do you remember what plaza you were next to, what color? And I'm like, I'm ADD as it is, and I was in a medicated fog for the better part.
Pat, yeah, that's what I meant. But I try not to say it, like I try to say it politely. If I said it differently, that's what I meant. She was on medicine for constipation for that reason is what I think. And no, like if a child is on medicine for constipation, it doesn't necessarily mean that's happening. But for me, when you take into account the fact that they're sleeping in the same bed together, and you know that he likes to do that, and she's on medicine for constipation, and you're having her diagnosed as bipolar at 12 years old when most people aren't even diagnosed as being bipolar at the age of 18. Like there's just so many different signs here. I don't even think Maddie was bipolar. I think she was acting out because she was being abused. And it's like, maybe we miss one or two signs as adults, okay? But all of these things combined together, I don't see how you missed it. Bad Girl said, to that child, my God, the pain. Stephan, you're going to know how that feels. Yeah, I hope he does, but they'll keep him segregated. Catwoman said, I think that any child of that age need any medication. They drugged her all the time. Those people have a special place in hell together. It is evil, and I agree. She was traumatized. She was absolutely traumatized. And the fact that you didn't even take that into consideration, because it's not common for a child at the age of 12 to be on medication for bipolar, much less having been on medication for bipolar for a long time. Like, again, that's usually not something that's done until you're 18 years old. I was diagnosed when I was probably 18, but I was acting out at the age of 16, 17 too, due to abuse. And they didn't even they gave me Klonopin, which is an anxiety medication. Like, that was the extent of it. They said I was manically depressed and gave me something for anxiety. Like, I wasn't even on bipolar medication, and then I got diagnosed as being bipolar later. Pat said CPTSD has all the symptoms of ADHD and bipolar, with the mood swings, inability to concentrate, etc. Yeah, and he was freaking putting his member in her mouth while she was sleeping, and his fingers and all of, God bless America. So the child, of course, he's not letting her sleep. It's the trauma in her prefrontal cortex misfiring and unable to function properly. I'm reading, it didn't start with you. It's helpful to understand how trauma affects your brain. It is. And thank you for that, occasionally classy. Megan, thank you for being here. Megan said, Maddie can't be bipolar. I was misdiagnosed as bipolar for years because of CPTSD and trauma overlap the symptoms and mirror each other. They absolutely do. And then last one real quick. Alex said, when the detective asked Jen, quote, did you know about the essay? Didn't Jen respond, you won't find anything as far as evidence? This makes me think Stephan told her and deleted all of the images. Sus. I didn't hear that part. I would like to know where you found that. I know when we were just listening to it, she said no. And then they asked, when she was asked, did she know about the essay? She said no. And then when they asked, I think they might have asked that question again or referenced it again. She said, I would have never believed that he did that before you showed me those images, but now I do. And yes, Pat Sanford said, and I agree, your prefrontal cortex basically shuts down after enough trauma and you live in survival mode. Yeah, and that goes back to head trauma and serial killers. There is a correlation between damage to your frontal cortex, correlated to serial killers, because when you get enough damage, it takes you back into a primal mode. Prefrontal cortex, thank you, is responsible for planning and executing decisions, all the important thinking. Yep. exactly, Pat.
For a week. I'm lucky I remember what color I'm wearing right now.
Do you remember what errands you were running?
Yeah, I wanted to go check out some game shops.
Where were these game shops?
There's Coliseum of Comics. There's House Rule Games nearby. A lot of the Targets and Walmarts carry the game I was looking forward to. We just had a new release on Friday, so even though I don't have much in the way of money right now, I still want to go look and see what the situation is.
It's always nice to window shop.
It is. And I'm a serial consumer. So I was
Hey, Toxic Orchid, thank you for being here. And if y'all don't mind, please consider hitting the thumbs up so that we can get out into the algorithm. Thank you.
just driving around up and down 192, sort of just aimlessly, honestly. Just killing time till it was time to go back.
All right, so when you got home, did you and Jennifer leave from school?
So I got home, it was 10 minutes later than Jen had wanted to. By 10 minutes, I called her and said, "Hey, where are you? I'm so sorry, I got a flat." She already left. She had been gone for 10 minutes. It didn't make sense for her to come back and get me. She likes to be the first in line when the kids start coming out.
Okay, then wasn't at school. So what happened? Did Jennifer call you after that, or what?
I was already on the phone with her while she was waiting. We were just chit-chatting. We do that. We just keep each other company even if we're not physically together. You know? And she's and that's when we started asking questions. You know, did you go?
Anna said, I think Maddie had a lot more potential than Jen said. I know she did. I know she did. Jen didn't give that child the credit that she needed because she was jealous of her, in my opinion. Janet said, go to the game shops. How about look for a job? Yeah, Abella said that he drives around aimlessly, doesn't have a job, goes to game shops. Like, stop it. I think he was selling them somewhere. I mean, again, referencing the storage unit with the modems on. And then Pennsylvania Paranormal Fan said, I think his mother enabled him all his life. She absolutely did. When the mother came out of the house screaming Maddie's name, her first thought was Stephans could have been responsible. Yep. But she thinks Jen did it and Stephan is covering because he feels guilty about the CSAM stuff.
Go somewhere else? Did she know that you were going to come pick her up? Did she possibly go to her office, which has kind of been what she's been doing for the past, working a new schedule. So we started making all the calls. And no one had seen her yet. And so that's when we started getting a lot more concerned and panicked.
He keeps looking away. He'll occasionally glance at them, but they're keeping straight on eye contact. And this is intentional, him being in that corner like that, feeling closed in by them. They do that intentionally to make you more anxious.
She drove around a little more, looking for her, looking along the walking paths, and didn't see anything. Went to her.
It's redacted.
Not there.
Real quick, Toxic made a good point. It was too much to build her child up emotionally and promote self-confidence. Jen, I bet, always did the opposite. I mean, she didn't even take care of her and help her get ready for bed. Pat said, I joined the Telegram and was horrified to find people selling all the bad things. Opiates, ghost guns, stolen credit cards. Yeah, that Telegram stuff, I ain't never looked at it, but I've heard it's some kind of vicious. Hello, Believe, and thank you for being here. Believe says, oh my God, it's the game shops that brought and sold the CP. I don't know about that. I don't think the game shops bought and sold the CP. I think, but I respect your opinion in thinking that. I want you to know that. If that's what you think, I respect your opinion. I think he was using the dark web, and I think that's what the modem in the storage unit and stuff being on was.
Waited around, not there. Went back to the school, not there. At that point, the whole family started rallying up and going to meetings. And, I think that it was around that.
Going back to school, how was she like on the car ride there?
Just calmed down, sleeping. Just sleeping along the way. She does that.
How often have you?
Not often, honestly. This might have been my third or fourth morning school run. I'm not normally the one to do it.
And on the other occasions, has she had you drop her off in and around the same location, or how does that?
She has this image thing. I guess it's
Jen Lee said, Leah, thank you for being here. Said Jen has seen photos like this before. Yeah. Believe thinks they needed a drop off point. So you don't think that they like traded it through the internet? Because you can upload videos and images and trade them like that. You don't think that they did that? What are your thoughts on it? Please let me know, because I would love to know what your thoughts are on that. Dark web is where the big money is, in my opinion. It absolutely is. Matt and Anna said Maddie was dynamic and playful and creative and all the things Jen lacked. Yep.
she only likes to be seen getting out of certain cars in front of the school. But I guess kind of a hoopty, and she's embarrassed by it.
Lincoln?
A nice looking Sentra. So yeah, this is not the first time she's asked me to drop her off a little ways down so she could walk up and look cool.
So he made eye contact, telling me that he's telling the truth with that. But my thoughts on that are that she didn't want him to see her talking to any boys or friends at school. If anybody came up and talked to her, like she had boyfriends at school and stuff, I think she didn't want Stephan to see her talking to them, because she knew he would get jealous and she would get fussed at when she got in the car in the afternoon. And it's a possibility that that could be why he did what he did, because they talk about how she was talking about a crush that she had on a boy. And we've heard about that from her friends and stuff. Catwoman said, I'm so afraid that God knows many similar stories that we may never know. Right. And then Sarah said, I wouldn't know how to get on the dark web if I tried. Me either, girl. Pat said she has zero reaction. Most moms would recoil in horror. Jen wants to see more. Good point.
You say she was conked out on the way there. You said you took her to school, or you were on her way to school. You needed to turn around to get your clicker.
Correct.
Was she sleeping then too?
She was. Yeah.
Okay.
It had been an early morning, so I figured it'd be fine to let her sleep in the car ride.
Okay. When you got back to the apartment complex.
Now, you know that they know he's lying. Did you hear the way they're just like, okay, because it would get annoying knowing somebody's lying straight to your face and having to keep your composure. And they absolutely know.
Did you go in the front gate, or because I know there's the front entrance and then the back entrance?
When I came back after forgetting my fob.
Yeah. So which way did you leave?
I would have had to go in the front.
Okay.
And the guy scanned it. And I got in, got my fob, and left. I don't remember if I left out the front or the back.
Did you stop anywhere else in?
Now, that was weird to me, and I questioned what the deal was with the key fob. But then somebody in my comment section said that he got the man at the gate to use his key fob so that it wouldn't register that he's the one that came into the gate, right? Like scanning a card. If you scan a card to go in a facility, it's got your ID number, your name, your information. Somebody said in the comment section that he didn't want it to show that. He wanted it to be like the gate person's so that he possibly wouldn't be tracked going back home. And that's the only thing that makes sense to me, because his key fob was not broke. The man at the gate says it wasn't broken. He doesn't understand why he did that, but he did. I'm wondering why you didn't want to be tracked going back to the house, and what was so important at the house that you needed to go back and get, because Maddie's in the car at this point in time and he's driving around with her, even though unfortunately she was deceased.
No.
Not that I recall, no.
Okay. Did you take any trash out from the apartment?
The night before, I think I did. I'm not sure. I took the trash out at some point, but I don't remember if it was the night before or it was the morning of. Yeah, sometimes we get trash bags piling up by the
Toxic says, so Maddie being embarrassed isn't an issue, but being fussed at for talking to boys is a problem. What I was saying with that is I think Maddie said that basically, I don't want you to drop me off in your car because it's a hoopty, because she was lying and it was an excuse for them not to drop her off in front of the school in case one of her friends came up and talked to her that might have been a boy, or if she had a boyfriend, because she did have a couple of boyfriends at school. So I'm thinking that that started because she didn't want Stefan to see her talking to another boy because she probably would have got fussed at or whatever. He couldn't find the other white croc. That's a good point, Megan. That's probably what it was. Absolutely. Yep, that makes sense. You know, and again, we're just speculating. This is allegedly speculating. We're all just speculating. But that's a good point. Probably.
door to see them.
Is there like a common trash place, or like is there take their trash too?
Yeah,
Okay. Is that where you took the trash out?
Yeah.
Okay. And you don't remember if that was Sunday night or Monday morning?
it could have been Sunday night. I don't recall. I'm sorry, I was in fog.
Well, okay. So
They're frustrated. They know he's lying straight to their face. Like I'd have done snatched this mug up. And if you pay attention to the guy over here, that's looking right now at this detective, the smaller one of the two, you can see his face get red, and I could just see the anger in him and in his face when he's talking to Stefan and when they continue on with the interrogation. Megan said the croc was in Jen's room, and it was. Toxic said Maddie is going to get the justice she deserves. She's watching and listening, sitting at the right hand of our Lord. I believe it. That's a good theory, Megan, the croc and AS. About the reaction Stefan would have when Madeline would have been seen talking to boys, so she wanted to walk. Yeah, that's what I think. Leah made a good point. He is self-soothing with his crusty beard. He absolutely is. Hey, Rachel. Yep. Thank you for being here, Rachel.
you don't know.
Supposedly they got
It is weird that it was in Jen's room.
video of her walking past the church or waiting at the church for a while and then leaving.
How's your relationship with her?
Great. One of her favorite people in the world.
One of her favorite people. I don't think so. It's redacted. One of her favorite people. And then he says things like, she was shown nothing but love in that house. I just want to choke him. I wanted to choke him.
Okay.
He is thieving, Abella.
How old are you?
I'm 37. About to be 38.
You seem like a genuinely nice person.
I try to be.
Jennifer talks very highly of you. You know. So
Why does she talk highly of him? They're not together. He's sleeping with other women per her. Why is she talking so highly of him? Pennsylvania paranormal fan, that is a hard thing to do. And I'm sorry that your husband's disabled and has early onset dementia. And I will keep you in my prayers. That's a hard thing to deal with, and you got to be really strong. So I'm proud of you.
Well, the morning school, when you came back, get your clicker. What was your?
She wasn't saying anything. She was just asleep. She was just reclined in the chair, sleeping.
Okay, explain to me, like reclining backwards.
Just, just laying back in the chair, just like that, I guess.
Okay.
Anders, he didn't drop her off that day, but he had dropped her off like once or twice before, supposedly. Was Jen seeing someone else? I'd have to see. Yeah, he does look like 58. Yeah, the detective was trying to flatter Stephans' ego, Leah.
All right. Stuff on here. I'm too old to lie to people. Too old to beat around the bush. And we seem like we're having a generally good conversation right now. Okay. The only thing that I ask for from you is, and I will reciprocate, I want you to be honest with me as much as I'm being honest with you. Okay. There's cameras in all over the place, as you can imagine. Nowadays, cameras are everywhere. Okay. So we
He's leaned back now, still closed off and guarded.
see you coming in at the guard shack. Okay. We see you go by the dumpster. Okay.
Long
I might
pause.
have taken some trash with me then.
What was in the trash?
House trash.
So again, I might have taken some trash with me then. House trash. Like you get caught in your lie. Oh, I might have taken some trash out. When they lay out the fact that they have caught you in your lie. Hey, Shellen, thank you for being here.
House trash?
Yep. So it must have been that morning then. We'll toss trash bags on the back seat, and wherever we're going on our way out, we'll drop that off. I think I may have mentioned to her before her. I'll have to double check.
Okay. Was everything in trash bags?
I'm sorry?
Was everything in trash bags, or was there any?
I may have mentioned to someone I was taking the trash out. I'll have to double check. And I thought he said Maddie, which is weird. The neighbors never saw him taking her to school. Yeah, I don't know. He might have once or twice. I think that he might have once or twice, Anders, but he definitely didn't that day. And thank you for sharing your opinions on that. Alex said, do you think the one white crock was placed in Jen's room after he removed Maddie from the house? Or did he go in Jen's room only to take one white crock from Jen's room that morning? I don't know. I think that the white crock was misplaced because I think it happened that night and he grabbed the shoes to try, maybe when he was getting the dog, he tried to grab the shoes, but I don't know why you would grab just one to like put them on her to make it look like she got her shoes and she was alive and well and sitting in the car. But it kind of doesn't make sense because you wouldn't grab one like you would grab two unless Jen woke up and because we know she woke up when he was trying to put the leash on the dog and he didn't have time to grab it without her seeing, maybe. But I don't know. That's a good question. Y'all let Alex know what y'all think. Queen Anne said, I wonder if his heart still beating faster if his heart started beating faster when they said cameras were everywhere and they know he went to the dumpster. It absolutely did. I haven't listened to it. I might have a long time ago, Rachel.
Any items that were just tossed along with the bag?
I think it would have been trash bags or maybe some boxes too. Some birthday stuff, leftovers. I can't remember exactly what.
Okay. When you for school, did she have her backpack with her?
Yes.
She did. Did she have her school computer with her?
Yes. Presumably yes.
Presumably. Okay.
So now he throws in that word presumably, knowing that they saw him throwing the trash away. He knows what he threw away, which was her book bag, all of her school shit. That's what he threw in the dumpster. And they just called him on going to the dumpster and throwing shit away. And now they're asking you, did she have her book bag? And you know damn well you threw that in the dumpster. And then you throw in the word presumably. And that's when they grab the presumably, because that leaves the question open. That lets you know that he knows he's about to get caught, because now he's using presumably. So if you hit him with, well, we know you didn't, he could be like, well, I said presumably, I wasn't sure, basically. And they're going to use that presumably because now they know that he's realized that they're catching on to him. Leah said Jen's bedroom was so messy. Perhaps he couldn't find the other crock. It's possible. The white crock in Jen's room has me stumped as well.
She should have.
She should have. Yep. Rachel?
Once again, this goes back with the whole honesty thing. There was things in that trash bag that got thrown away that probably shouldn't have been thrown away. Okay. We'll get that in a minute. But right now, our main focus is on finding. That is our number one focus right now. Okay. Do you have any idea where she may be?
No.
None whatsoever.
No.
Okay. All right.
He did make eye contact when he said that, but we know he's a master manipulator. His nose is growing by the second. Toxic.
Do you know? Okay. And sounds like
they're redacted.
And
slightest head nod. No eye contact.
Something may have happened. Do you think anything?
I don't think so. I don't think what could have happened.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't know what could have happened. Again, leaving it open to where if they hit him with, well, we know something happened and this is what happened, he can say, well, I said I didn't think so, basically. Hey, Amanda, thank you for being here. Amanda says, hey, y'all, sorry I'm late getting here. Stepping creeps me TF out. Poor Maddie. You're not late, honey. You got here right when you were supposed to be here. Thank you for being here. Hey, Nanny Goat.
All right. Do you know anybody that lives in St. Cloud? Do you know where St. Cloud is?
St. Cloud, that's...
Hey, Jenny B.
That's north or south? Or...
East.
East
of Kissimmee.
Yeah. I haven't been out there too much. Yeah, I'm familiar with St. Cloud.
Okay. Whereabouts in St. Cloud? Like, do you know friends out there, or?
I don't have any friends really. I've driven out there a few times before, but mostly just when I'm meandering up and down 192.
Were you out there?
And 192 is the road where he dumped Maddie. Thank you for being here, Jenny B. You've not seen the inside of the house? There's pictures of it on my profile. I'll work on finding them and let you know in Discord where they're at if you want to see the pictures of the inside of the house. I do love seeing the new names. Thank you all for being here and supporting.
There this week?
Yeah, I was out there sometime this week. Sometimes I just drive and meander around and explore. Drive till I don't know where I am, and drive till I know where I am again, and I don't know, just driving, it's peaceful sometimes.
All right.
I gotta time to kill, I'll just drive around.
Mhm. All right. So you're saying when she had her backpack, presumably her school computer was in her backpack, and you described her wearing a green jacket, some kind of dark colored shorts, and white Crocs. Okay. Well, I can confidently tell you she did not go to school with her backpack.
How's that?
Because we found it in the trash. So, Stefan, here's what I'm asking you and pleading with you is to dig down and do some soul searching.
So he's just been busted and you're still acting stupid. You know damn well that they found that book bag and that computer in the dumpster and you're still acting stupid. How so? It's ridiculous. He was looking for a dump spot. I Know Who Killed You said, oh my God, he's obsessed with that phrase, time to kill. He has said it so many times now. Yep. Oh, well, thank you, Rachel. Thank you for being here.
Okay. You understand? Family's pleading with you. I'm pleading with you because this is all that we need to find.
No emotion on his face, staring off into the distance, just like he's just dumbfounded. Still trying to play it off because he's got away with that type of shit his whole life and they're not having it.
And it's, as more time goes by, it's tough. I have kids, he's got kids. And this little girl's out there somewhere that we need to know where.
Occasionally, Classy said he sits up a little at this point too, less frail. Yep. I think he just pooped a little bit too. Leah said Stephan is thinking Mommy and Daddy will come to his rescue. And they can't rescue. This point is crucial. Pay attention to his body language.
And I really, really, really think you can help us. I mean, you want to get something off your chest. I don't know what it is, but I'm pleading with you.
I don't know. I don't.
What happened?
I dropped her off.
Where?
I dropped her.
So he looked him straight in the eye, made eye contact, and said, I don't know where Maddie is. I don't. But he continues to look away. And again, he's not so frail. Rachel said, I think he was used to talking his way out of everything. And exactly, Mama can't save him. Yep.
Dropped her off on the road to school. That was the last I saw her.
Sometime throughout the night on Sunday, did you guys have any interaction, conversations?
What, like fight?
No, I'm not saying fight. I'm just...
Notice he brought up the word fight. Freudian slip. Hey, Marilyn, if I haven't said hey to you yet already.
Did you guys sit up and talk, or?
We talked while I was making ramen. She was excited about her choir performance coming up. She was singing a little bit. I told her it was pretty. It reminded me of Sister Act. That's why I wanted to show her that movie. Just talking about a crush she had on the boy.
How'd that make you feel?
I think that's a crucial thing. I think the crush on the boy might have made him do what he did because he's thought this whole time he's groomed her since she was freaking 8 years old. The sick motherfucker. Sorry. Apologize for my language. And she found out he left. She was doing really good when he left. This was his first time back in a couple of months or for an extended period of time. And she tells him that she has a crush on somebody. I think he might have flipped and lost it.
Fine. She knows she's not old enough to date, but I told her to crush on.
She's not old enough to date, but she's old enough for me to molest her. Stop. Jenny Jen, thank you for being here. I hope you have a good day and stay safe, honey. Jenny B said, wonder is he gave Maddie, oh goodness. Lord have mercy. I hope not. I haven't listened to all of it because it breaks my heart and infuriates me beyond belief. It is infuriating. Stephan mentioned he was angry to his parents on that recorded phone call. I didn't know that.
Get your crush, that's healthy.
Do you think, had she had any boyfriends in the past?
Not per se, boyfriends as however they can be early on, but we decided that she was too young, needed to avoid that BS.
Being that
she's too young to date, and he's saying quotation boyfriend in quotation marks, like I don't know how you would, what basically saying she's too young to have a boyfriend, like what you would consider a boyfriend would be maybe holding hands at school, but all the while you think you're her boyfriend and you're molesting her, and they know that in the pictures, and you're sitting here trying to bullshit them talking about she's too young to date. It makes me so mad. We decided, yeah. That girl said we decided. Indie girl too, we decided. Him and Jen decided she was too young to date. Like, but you're abusing her the way you are.
She's too young, so she shouldn't be having sex with boys. You're saying
She's all the that stuff. None of it counts. It's real.
That's important.
She'd be better off waiting until high school.
Has she ever talked to you about boys?
A little bit sometimes. A little bit.
Bye, Jenny. We love you, honey.
Has she ever, because I asked Jennifer the same thing, has she ever disclosed to you about being sexually active with boys?
No.
Do you know if she's ever been sexually active with anybody in the past?
Not that I'm aware of.
Looks him straight in the eye and then pretty soon after looks away. I mean, and keep in mind, they know, they've seen the pictures. They have all that right now, and they're about to hit him with it. This guy in the corner, this detective, I can tell him he's biting his lip. His face is turning red. He's getting mad. Maddie wanted to stop the abuse, says Leah. He was too strong and big for her to get away from him. Yep. Mayla's mom said, I believe Maddie believes she was in a relationship with Stephan. I do too.
I heard there was some sort of incident when she was much younger where she did something with the phone or a camera, but got scolded for it. She was very young. She didn't know. She got scolded for it, though.
That's always been curious to me. What did she do with a phone or a camera when she was very young but got scolded for it? I want to know what the fuck happened. What did she do? And was it after, I mean, obviously it was after he entered the relationship because he's the one talking about it. I want to know what the fuck happened. Like, she depicted something he was doing to her, I bet.
But it's vague. It's just remembering what someone said offhand.
All right. What happened to your hand?
Flat tire. I haven't changed a flat tire in about 10 years, so I made a rookie mistake and had my thumb too close to where the jack and the frame meet. And it slipped, and the frame came down on my thumb and pinned it between the jack, which I feel like I got off surprisingly light with that.
Ouch.
I yanked it free. You're not supposed to do that. It looks okay. Just got the worst of it. Some bruising under the nail.
What about the other scratches?
Courtesy of a janky tire iron and the road.
Did you bleed at all?
Yeah, this one had some blood and this one had some blood, but not much. It clotted fast.
Do you know what popped your tire at all?
I have no idea. Tire just started going floppy and then
Pretty worn
way
out or something?
floppier and then just completely freaking separated. Thank God we had a spare and a jack. Janky as it was.
So typically when changing a tire and stuff, you tend to get brake dust and dirty and all that.
Yeah,
Did you happen to?
positive that I breathed in some freaking brake dust or tire dust or something because I was coughing the rest of the afternoon.
Would you end up doing a cleanup or stop the bleeding and stuff?
Nothing, actually. Just
You didn't
went
get-
Yeah, a rookie mistake. That's a weird phrasing for me. He is allergic to the damn truth.
home
dirty.
and washed my hands and that was it.
Your clothes get all messed up at all, or?
Not bad, surprisingly.
What were you wearing by chance?
This. So I think I'm still wearing this. I'm still wearing the same clothes.
Oh, so you kept pretty clean.
Try to, I guess.
You weren't wearing a red shirt?
I was wearing a red shirt early in the morning, but I changed clothes later because that shirt was been a couple days old at that point.
That shirt, first of all, that shirt was maybe a couple of days old at that point. So you're walking around wearing the same clothes for 2, 3, 4 days in a row. Number one. Number two, they're asking you if you wore that red shirt because they have you on video wearing that red shirt. And he still continues to lie. I wore it earlier in the day, but now I'm wearing this. The red shirt is what he was wearing when he committed the crime and got rid of Maddie.
And the flat tire happened after that.
Did the flat tire happen before or
After.
after?
It was sometime afternoon between noon and like 2:30. I don't know how long it took me to fix it.
And you changed your shirt before or after going back to get the gate clicker?
I don't recall. Maybe after. I can't. I'm so sorry. I'm medicated. I've been medicated all week. My memory is just not as reliable as I would like it to be right now. I was in a fog and half asleep that morning as it was.
His excuse for lying, for them catching him in his lie. Oh, I'm sorry, it's my medication.
Or on her own when you took her to school?
Yes.
He is Leo.
What are you thinking about?
Sorry, I'm spacing out here.
They know what he's thinking about. He's thinking, I'm fucked. I'm caught. Excuse my language. I'm done for him. And they ask him, what are you thinking about, to see what he's going to say. He says, I'm spacing out. Yeah, I bet you are. Your heart's beating fast. You might be sweating a little bit, perspirating.
Day, no sleep.
Who else has access to your car? Are you the only one that drives it?
My parents have access.
But here in Kissimmee?
Yeah, Kissimmee, I'm pretty much the only one with access to it.
So safe to say you'd be the only male driving that Lincoln?
Presumably, yes.
All right, I want to get back a little bit to you saying she's not allowed to have boyfriends or anything like that.
She can have crushes. She likes them.
All right, have you and her ever exchanged, like, do you guys exchange text messages? How do you guys communicate?
FaceTime. She'll FaceTime me at night when I'm not around before bedtime to say goodnight. Talk. Sometimes we don't even talk about anything. We'll just sit there doing our own thing and just with each other's faces on the phone. Just
Now, does that sound like a significant other type of relationship or a parent-child type of relationship? If your child is somewhere else, or if you have children that don't live in the house, whatever, or your child is at a sleepover and you call them to tell them good night, y'all just sit there with each other's faces on the phone like every single day? Or you talk to them, you say, hey baby, I love you, good night, I hope you're having a good time. Do you need anything? Do you need me to come get you? All of these things, and then pretty much the conversation's over. Make sure you brush your teeth, conversation's over, right? But your significant other, you could sit on the phone with and just not really do anything and talk for 3-4 hours at a time. It's more like a significant other relationship, in my opinion. It's not like the relationship. You wouldn't just not talk to your child on the phone and just sit there and stare at each other. That's something you do with your significant other. Hey, Marilyn McCrae, thank you for being here. I think I said hey to you already. Said grooming. I thought you said good morning. I'm sorry. Catwoman said, paranormal fan, thank you so much. We need only hugs and someone to be gentle, but it's dangerous when after abuse develops the illness because all wearing masks. Maybe I finally learned to recognize. I hope that you do. It's hard to recognize it. Abusers come, I mean, hell, there was Santa was an abuser in St. Cloud, right? Like, they come meek, unseeming, passive. They want to appear like they wouldn't hurt anybody. That's what they do. So I hope that everything's okay.
Spending time,
What happened? So the deputies made a comment. So what happened to your phone?
No idea what happened to my phone. I was pushing off doing this update for a while and ended up trying to do it. I don't know what the hell, my head being in the state it was, I wasn't paying attention. I ended up somehow doing some sort of option that updated the OS, but it ended up like wiping my phone at the same time. Even just now, the phone that my dad gave me and set up for me, I literally just pulled it out of my pocket and the sucker was reinitializing again. So I don't know if it's just me and technology right now, or I'm just not paying attention. Or
Did that happen once to your phone?
You and technology, after a child goes missing that you live on and off in a house with, and you don't think that's suspicious. And again, you're saying that you did this by accident when everybody in the entire world knows that that you can't just do that by accident. And it prompts you several times and asks you if you're going to really want to delete everything on your phone. And you're talking to detectives who have digital forensics, gone to school for digital forensics, and you really think you can just get away with it. Like, he thinks he is so much smarter than everybody around him. It makes me sick. Bad Girl said, how could you be so desperate for attention or love to lay down with that thing? You talking about Jen? Yeah. Jen slept in her day clothes too. Yep. And then Rachel said, I can't believe he thought wiping his phone would delete everything. Such a dumbass. Right. Rex Heuermann, the Long Island serial killer, was using actual forensic wiping software, and they still got his basically blueprint for murder.
Or how many times do you think you updated your phone?
I think I tried to update it twice, and I don't know what happened.
Yep.
Okay. And from what I understand, that you gave the deputies consent to look through your phone. You didn't. Okay. And you voluntarily gave it to them so they could bring it here to do the extraction and stuff like that. Okay. What do you think was on the phone?
Text messages.
What do you think was on your personal phone? And they're asking you right now, what do you think was on the phone? Obviously, they know, right? I tell my kids, if I'm asking you a question, it's because I already know the answer. So there's no point in lying.
Text messages. Emails. Phone stuff.
Pictures?
Oh, yeah.
What kind of pictures were on there?
Training card pictures.
His heart, I wish I could see that vein in his neck. I bet that vein in his neck is pumping so hard right now, it's about to jump off and take off running out of that room. That damn vein on the side of his neck. I know that blood is pumping. His heart just dropped all the way to his stomach, and he's still going to sit there and lie about it. Yes, Amanda Page, they are a couple of douche canoes. Damn vein going to jump off and run out the room in just a second.
Lightsaber pictures, Disney pictures.
Do you have a Google account?
Yeah,
Do you save pictures to your Google account?
sometimes.
Or is it automatically? I know sometimes phones sync to a cloud and.
Yeah, I think it backs up to Google.
And they do. It saves everything. Y'all, I switched phones and it pulled up my photos. I had photos from, God, 10 years ago pop up. They do. That Google Drive saves everything. Pennsylvania Paranormal fan said, "This is such a wonderful community. There's so much love and compassion here, unlike any I've been in before." Aw. Well, thank you. Yes, we are family here. We are the Speculating family, and we are very compassionate. And thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Jeannie B said Jennifer never told investigators or cops that Stephans did laundry that day. He never did laundry. She never told them what she did on Monday all day. You're right. Because the roommate saw him doing laundry and said it wasn't normal. He never did laundry, and he was that day. And Jen didn't say a damn word about it. You're absolutely right.
And then sometimes when you reset your phone and your phone updates and puts these apps back on your phone, sometimes they will put the images back on your phone.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you have
Oh, I assume so.
any pictures of you and
Probably. I mean, we went to Disney.
So he's asking specifically about pictures of him and Maddie, and he's still lying.
Took selfies on the train. She got back from Puerto Rico and had her hair braided. We got pictures of that. All sorts of pictures. Family events. I'm not as much of a shutterbug. I take them every once in a while.
any other?
I'm not as much of it as a shutterbug as Jen. Like, that's weird. I don't take as much pictures as Jen does, but I take them every once in a while. And you know damn well you had pictures of corn on your phone. Like, you know what they're asking you about. You already know. I'm surprised there hasn't been any sightings of Jen in public. I wonder how long her sister will allow her to live rent free with her. I don't know. I've heard she's in an asylum. I've heard a couple of things about her. Rachel Lee, thank you for being here, said probably the first time he didn't bring his laundry home for his mom to do. Probably. Leah said the laundry info is very important, and Jen withheld that information. Yep. I want to go to Puerto Rico too, Abellis.
Other pictures you can think of?
Right, Rachel.
Here's where I'm going to be brutally honest with you. There's your phone, and I'm pretty sure you know what some of those pictures are about. You're a very intelligent person, and I don't want you to discredit yourself by saying you don't know about all the pictures that are on your phone. You understand what I'm saying?
He just took a deep breath. He's sitting up straight now, not curled over, slumped over, almost in the fetal position. Took a deep breath and is looking away. He knows he's caught. Family events. Jen didn't want him at the family events. Yeah, and she didn't even go either. Abella said, wow, did Jen take those pics maybe? Was she afraid she was in some pics? That's what some people think when she says she couldn't risk it anymore. Mm-hmm.
So do you want to add to the list of pictures?
I don't know. Should I be talking with a lawyer right now?
I can't answer that question. My sole purpose right now is to see if I can find, and I'm really hoping you can help me.
Okay, well, I'd like to try to help, but I feel like I should probably have a lawyer present at this point.
So you're wanting an attorney?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that can happen.
This is where
I
he
want to let
lawyers.
you know you're not free to leave.
Okay.
You're being detained. Okay. Do you want to know what you're being detained for?
Yeah.
Capital sexual battery and possession of child pornography.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to step out. If you need anything, please tap on this door. Okay. And there's going to be detectives outside that will be able to assist you.
Okay.
Well, good luck to you, Mr. Is it Stearns?
Yeah.
Stern.
All right. I'm going to read some of y'all's comments while we wait on the people to come in and take the pictures. I don't know if I sped it up through this part or not.
I'm going to leave this part in, but
Oh.
speed it up so we can kind of watch how he fidgets around now that he knows he's been busted. But please keep in mind it has been sped up.
So he's huffing and puffing and moving around. Toxic said if they didn't ask her about the laundry or who did the laundry that day, it's not withholding. I don't think, but I don't know if they asked her about that. It's weird because he didn't normally do laundry, right? And so you would think you would say, you know, if they ask you if you noticed anything suspicious going on that day, and the roommate picked up on it was suspicious for him to have been doing laundry that day, that she would have mentioned it, because she's asked several times, did he do anything weird that day? And that was weird. You know what I mean? Pennsylvania Paranormal Fan, thank you so much for gifting a membership. If you were gifted a membership from Paranormal Fan, please tell them thank you, and thank you so much. That was so sweet of you. You're so supportive. I'll play our clip real quick. Thank you, and welcome to our new Speculation Station member. Thank you so much, Paranormal Fan. All right, so we're gonna watch him fidget, see his body language change. It's sped up, okay, but you can see how he fidgets. Like he's taking deep breaths, looking around, thinking, smoking his vape. They're about to come in and get it. They took his vape. They're like, no, bitch, you ain't getting a cigarette. Excuse my language. No nicotine for you. He is so upset right now. He just looks like he wiped tears away, but he's not crying for Maddie. He's crying because he's busted. He knows he's done. Rachel real quick said, I think Jen made sure nothing pointed at her. She had to know something was wrong, even with all her meds. I think so. Absolutely. Occasionally Classy said, I hope he lives in the same amount of same fear and terror he inflicted on Maddie, that Maddie lived in every day. Yeah, I hope he does too. Mayla's mom said, I disagree about Stephans' parents. At the end of the day, they babied him, but are also now victims of his. Just my opinion. No, I agree. I think they babied him, but I do think it's suspicious that he had all that stuff set up in the storage unit. But if they didn't use the storage unit very much, then maybe they didn't know. But it is odd that he had all of the computer modems and all of that stuff going on in their storage unit. You know what I mean? He just started tapping his legs. I mean, you can tell he knows he's done now, and he's a lot more animated. Yep, the ladies are about to come in and see him nude. Any girl said he's coming down, heart palpitating. They just took a vape. He's probably about to have a panic attack. Yep. And the thing is, it's not for Maddie. It's for him. He knows his butt is grass. I'll tell y'all a funny story. When I first got this, I hadn't reviewed it yet. And it was me and Jenny Jen on a live. It was right when I first started my page. And we were watching it, and me and her were talking about it because it was only like her, maybe one other person in here at the time. And we got to the part where they come in and he stands up and is in the nude, and I had looked away for a second, and I looked back, and it's just like, bam, it's right there on the screen. I was like, holy crap. I had to stop it and delete the live because that live showed everything. I was like, oh my God, he's crying for his sorry backside. He is crying for his sorry arse. He's crying because he was caught after thinking he was way too intelligent to be caught. Yep. Rachel said, I agree that his parents are victims. It was genuine sadness when Maddie disappeared. It's possible they saw signs of a problem and denied it. It's possible that they saw that he had issues. I mean, I think they stated that he had issues, and, they're still supporting him. He's 37 years old. But I don't think they knew what was going on. Mayla's mom said, I think when something so horrible happens, people want to blame everyone. Stephans learns as a grown man who made vile decisions. Oh my goodness, Abellis, thank you. You are so supportive. Thank you so much for being so supportive. Abellis just gifted 10 Speculation Station memberships. Thank you so much for that. I will play our clip. It's close to Christmas. The clip is from Polar Express. I think that is so cute. Hank, I can't remember his name. That was so sweet of you, Abellis. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it don't gift people that are in chat. Thank you so much, Abellis. That was so sweet. You could see his chest rising and falling. He has a brother, does he? I think he does, yeah. Yeah, his brother was much older than him, like 7 or 8 years or something. Yep, you're right, Janet. Like, I love seeing him sit here in torment, knowing his butt is grass. All right, they're about to come in. Basil is laying behind me. He was eating crackers earlier. Thank you, Abellis. That was so sweet of you. You're so very sweet. I know, Toxic. I wish I could buy you one, but it won't let me pick out who gets the membership. If for some reason there are still any children around you, please, please, please have them leave the room now. It's about to get graphic. I have covered up the graphic part, but it's still pretty bad. Please have them leave the room.
Stefan, so what's going to happen now is we have a warrant to collect a couple items from you, okay? So basically, this young lady here, we're going to swab your cheek, we're going to take some of your clothes, stuff like that, okay? So she is going to take some pictures of you as well, like your hands, and we're going to ask you to take your jacket off so we can get your arms and all that stuff too, okay?
Janet, that is so sweet. You're talking about Polar Express. That is super sweet. Hey, free Gaza, free Palestine. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And Desiree just rolled in Connecticut here. Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry Christmas, love. Thank you for being here. Let's go.
Let's jump in here.
Which part, Mark?
What?
Do I need to read?
It's chilly here, too.
Oh, but
The
yeah.
whole thing?
Yep.
All right, so in the name of the state of Florida, all right, any sworn Kissimmee police officer, Osceola County Sheriff's Deputy, Orange County Deputy, sworn investigator of the State Attorney's Office, the Ninth Judicial Circuit Court of Florida, special agent of Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FDLE, or any sworn police officer, deputy sheriff acting under a mutual aid or cooperation agreement with the Sheriff's Office of Osceola County.
Did you
Whereas
see
before
that?
me, the Honorable Judge.
He just rolled his eyes. Watch. We're at 53:22. We'll go to 53:10. 10 seconds back. Watch. He's going to roll his eyes at him.
Department of Law Enforcement, FDLE, or any sworn police officer, deputy sheriff acting under a mutual aid or cooperation agreement with the Sheriff's Office of Osceola
Did
County.
you see it?
Whereas before me, the Honorable Judge.
Like now he's sitting up straight. He's not closed off. He's looking him in the eye. He's rolling his eyes. Completely. His whole demeanor's changed. You got snow in New York City last night? Oh my God. I bet it was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Occasionally, Classy said, I often wonder if Jen Soto is on a backup or burner account watching these lives and reading comments. I wonder, and sometimes I feel bad, like if she really didn't know anything, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know how you could not know. You know, Zaya, that's a good question. I think that they put it out too because a lot of times they'll redact images like that, right? And I think they put it out to embarrass him more. Like I think because he knows, and I think they did it just to give him more embarrassment because they're because the images they had to see and they know what he did, and I think they said F this mug, we'll put it all out just to embarrass him more. Yeah, he uses his hands to cover it, but you could see it before I put this pumpkin up. It's yeah.
I'm trying to read his handwriting. Of the Ninth Judicial Circuit of Orange County, Osceola County, the sworn written application affidavit search warrant has been made on this date by Detective Moore of the Kissimmee Police Department, assigned to the Criminal Investigations Division. And whereas the facts made known in this application and search warrant, there may be cause to certify and find probable cause to believe that certain evidence, to wit, DNA, genetic material, buccal swabs from you, Stephen Michael Stearns, blood, saliva, or epithelial cells to be
Epithelial. Hey, old Granny Annie is traveling again. Thank you for being here. Old Granny Annie is traveling again, said his attitude worked to get the parents off his back. Yeah, it did. It did. You're not wrong. Just notice his eyes rolling the nerve. Yeah. Catwoman said, we have snow every 15 years and only 1 or 2 centimeters, but I like rain storms. They feel more peaceful in my soul. I like rainstorms too. No, I used a pretty big one because like he stands right in front of the camera. But yeah, it's not anything to be excited
collected from you, Michael Stearns, photographs and swabs of your penis, and clothing worn by you as of right now. All right, this is evidence. This is believed to be evidence of the felony crime that we've already talked about that took place in Florida, which is in violation of statute 7940114B and 8270715A. prohibiting the crimes of sexual battery, possession of material depicting sexual performance of a child. Currently exists within Orange and Osceola County and is presently believed to be under your control, Stephen Michael Stearns, and that the law relating to said offenses are possessed on you, who is more specifically desired below, and then it has your name and date of birth and social. So Stephen Michael Stearns is your first name, social, birth 4/25/1986, and you're a white male, black hair, brown eyes, 6'2". Now, therefore, the law enforcement officer named above, which such lawful assistance as may be necessary, you are here commanded.
Yeah, you're gonna see above his belly button a scar. It looks like he has 3 belly buttons, but it was from a gastric bypass surgery. And like Rachel Lee said, both he and Jen had gastric bypass. Odd coincidence, unless they already knew each other. It is odd.
In daytime, nighttime, or on Sunday, as the exigencies of the situation may require, to enter and search the above listed person that we talked about earlier, with the taking of the DNA material, buccal cells, through a buccal swab, which will be done by the appropriate personnel, and will involve no unreasonable intrusion into or upon
Catwoman, you're
the body
fine.
of you, Michael Stearns, for which the evidence
That's amazing that you speak 3 languages.
is to be collected. The person and evidence requested is reasonably believed to be engaged in or connection with the said illegal activity we talked about earlier. For this evidence described in this warrant and in the same of any part thereof to be found, you are hereby authorized to seize, secure, collect, photograph, examine, analysis, and videotape said evidence in this search warrant. All right, after we're done, a proper inventory receipt will be given for any evidence or property seized, and a completed duplicate copy of this search warrant will be delivered to you in control.
Desiree said he's disgusting. Keep Maddie's name alive. Yes, I know we're laughing and carrying on about what he goes through and the embarrassment, but at the end of the day, he brutally assaulted and committed homicide on this young child. So please keep her in your thoughts and prayers today.
Control of the property searched, or in the absence of any such, we will leave a copy, but you're here today, so we'll give you a copy of the search warrant. All right. And then it just states that we have to do the search warrant return within 10 days after executing the search warrant as of today. All right. This will be your copy here. So go ahead and stand up. She's going to go ahead and take some pictures of you.
If you could stand just in front of them.
He's huffing. So inconvenient.
And if you could put your hands out like this and turn them over. Do you want me to take off his watch? Yeah, that'll work. And your hat also, please.
Yeah. Granny, his ex-girlfriend said he couldn't get off unless she was laying him and she was dead. It was insane. That's really amazing, Catwoman. I make typos all the time, and English is my first and pretty much only language. I speak a little Spanish, but not much. Oh, wow, Toxic. That's cool. Yeah, I'm about the same. I can count to about 15 and swear in Spanish. That's about it.
Okay, if you could open your mouth.
Yes, bad girl, 86. I don't know. What did I say? Oh, yeah, about the ex-girlfriend. Yeah, we'll have to listen to her interview. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. Probably, Granny. If you guys want documents, yeah, As the Gavel Drops Discord has all the documents. Thank you, Zaya, for dropping. Oh, Riley. Said Riley, toxic. That's super sweet. I don't think anybody else would pay for the surgery. I'm sure insurance would. Started to take his postman's arm off.
Because I got the shirt.
Hope you're not eating. Like, look, and I thought, you know, people have brought up the fact that, you know, he had to, poor Madeline had to look at that. And that is something, you know, that's disgusting. First of all, to look at. Second of all, to think about. Like, this poor child, you know, it's already awful what's going on with her. Okay. What he did to her. That's horrendous that she even had to endure any of it. But on top of that, looking at that, he don't, I mean, Jesus, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Right, Desiree?
Your shoes.
They're trying to get 3,800 members in As the Gavel Drops Discord. So if y'all would, if y'all do Discord, definitely check them out. They have the documents. Also, Zio Sandra Firelight, my moderator, she just got monetized. She has all the information on Sarah Boone. She does a lot of different cases too. So she's definitely a good channel to check out. Pasty white for Florida, right? Like, you didn't go outside and you didn't go to the beach. I hope you feel humiliated too. Closed off and guarded.
Okay, go ahead and turn around. Face the wall. Put your hands behind your back. Put them together like you're praying. There you go, just like that. Go ahead and spread your feet for me. Thank you.
That tattoo on his back is the Stearns family crest. I'm sure there's several that would like to cut that off of him. Yeah. She's got a lot of good information out. I did see the other detective in the mask on Batgirl. Layla's mom, he makes points too. Desiree said, you better pray, Sicko. They cuffed him before they made him get naked.
Oh, wait, let me get a picture. I just want to see something real quick.
Really, Catwoman? That's cool.
Did you get a really good picture of this right here? This whole area.
Here's the right hand. It's probably under the.
Yeah, I just want to make sure. Okay, that area too, please. Can you take one like that, please?
Hey, Sarah, Steve.
Good.
Right, Abellas?
Did you get a picture of his car on his stomach?
She got a full frontal, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Granny said, do these pedos imagine this day? I don't think so, because they think they're never going to get caught. Yeah, I think it was described as interrogation. on his hands, the scratches they ask about, I think that he choked her. And it was the scratches are from her trying to get his hands from around her throat. Sorry, that's graphic and triggering, but I think that's what the scratches are of. Mayla's mom said, "Can you imagine being in his shoes? These people started without masks, but when they came in to take my clothes off, they got the mask on. That ought to tell you something." Yup.
How about just like pulling your pants off your ankles or your toes?
Try not to let the pants touch the ground, please. What's this in this pocket here? Just your wallet?
Yeah.
Lift your foot, please. You got it. We need to search these again before you take them to make sure that there's nothing else in there. What do you want to take? I just want to make sure that we search these again before she submits them. Is there anything else in these pants that we need to know about?
It's going to be a while, Toxic. They get up close and personal because he's got some kind of freckle or something, and that red mark, they make sure to get a good picture of it. Granny says, "Was Mom scratched? The crock landed on her dresser, others stayed on her foot." It's possible. I know the Crocs were put on after she was already gone, unfortunately. And I think that maybe he was trying to get him. We were talking about it earlier, and I was thinking that maybe one was left behind because he was trying to get it when he said he was walking the dog, and Jen woke up. If Jen didn't know about what happened. Mary says, "Doesn't clothes cover everyone?" Yuck. Yeah. Yep.
Just I still need to get underwear. You guys want that?
Yes, we do.
Ew. Yuck, that girl. But he's looking away. He's embarrassed. I have to feel every second of this embarrassment every time it's played. Like, I feel like playing this does Maddie some justice and makes him feel embarrassed and ashamed. It should. I'm sure that's how she felt. She's double gloving. She put on an extra pair of gloves. No, you're good, Catwoman. You're fine.
What bag am I gonna put these in? Let's take them off. The same as his
We're
pants.
done.
No, we need them separate.
Separate?
Yeah.
You have
Can
to
you get
take
another brown paper bag from the drawer?
He is just happy.
What we're gonna do when we take off the boxers is I'm gonna take them off. He's gonna stabilize you to make sure you don't fall. I don't want the boxers touching the floor at all, so I'm gonna hold them up. You'll remove one leg at a time, just like you did pants, okay?
Granny said Stephans tossed one crock in the dumpster. If it was in Jen's room, he didn't have to carry her down the stairs. If it was done in Jen's room, he wouldn't have had to carry her down the stairs. But we know that they were in room number 4 that night, or supposedly, per the story, they were in room number 4. And I've often wondered how he carried her down the stairs with nobody noticing, and put her in the car and propped her up to make it look like she was still alive while he drove around town.
And then do you have a suit? Okay. We're just waiting on one more bag for your pants. We're trying to keep you exposed for as short a time as possible.
Yeah, woman, you're not boring at all. Ever.
All right, ready? He's gonna stabilize you. Go ahead, first leg out.
I'm gonna take the belt out of here and put it in. Okay.
Okay, second leg out. Thank you very much.
I'm working with Zio to get all of my Stephen Stearns and Madeline Soto files uploaded. So once I do that, I will have a lot of this stuff in Discord, and in Discord it would probably be unredacted. All of the stuff I have that I had to redact for the YouTubes. So if you want to join the Discord, we're going to work on getting it in there, and hopefully it'll be before Christmas. She's got a lot going on with her channel, so I try not to take up too much of her time. But it should be at least before the beginning of the year that we'll have it in there. Occasionally, Classy said, I can't believe he's wanting a trial. He'll try and fight these charges. I think so. Rachel Lee said, I'm sure everyone knows this, but Mr. J is going to be the prosecutor in Stephans' case. I hope Kranick is the judge. That was the one for Sarah. Yeah, the pumpkin is way too big. I wanted to make sure I didn't get in trouble. This was one of the first videos I put out. He thought he was too smart to be caught. He did. It is for our emotional. Granny said
All right,
maybe.
there's certain things we're looking for, so we need to find the marks. Don't do anything squirrely. The man, you will eat the carpet. Do you understand?
I love that. Don't do anything squirrely or you will eat the carpet. Do you understand? I love when she says that. Granny said maybe Maddie came down in the morning to say hi to Mom. She had long pants on. Both Stephans and Jen Soto said she had shorts on. If they dressed a corpse in long pants, they would remember, in my opinion. Yeah, Jen said she had shorts on. Stephans said she had pants on at the police station, and then he changed it. And in the rest of the interviews, he says shorts. Absolutely. It's possible.
And
Look at his face. He's just so
can you
inconvenient
take a picture
and
of that
embarrassed.
marker, please?
Here, another one under.
Okay, well, I need like a flashlight or a light or something, please.
So
Where am I?
when I was on the live that day, I saw that redacted box right there, and I think it's a document they redact, and I thought they were redacting his member, because when I looked up from what I was doing that day, the box was over his member, and I looked away again, and it was showing everything. I was like, I had to hurry up and delete it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you're okay.
Yeah, I was going to receive something.
It was on this side, right here somewhere.
Okay. Okay.
It's a photo they're redacting. Okay. Thank you, Zaya. It probably is a
I don't
photo,
see it. Can you
Maddie.
show me the freckle, please? You know what I'm talking about, Matt?
It's the one he took over.
That was a freckle? Okay.
Yep.
Here,
For
here,
comparison.
sorry for my.
I hate that you isolate yourself from people in your town, honey, but I'm glad you're passionate about crimes, and in the same time, I think I'm helping myself, but we are here because of Maddie. Yeah. We're all passionate about crimes. And I hope you're okay. I hate that you isolate people from people in your town. Zio says supposedly, yeah, I believe it was a photo for comparison. That makes a lot more sense. Yeah, it would really
Is it on this side, you think?
only need a
Turn this way for me, please. Face me. Light on.
bring out the
Right
tweezers.
here.
Oh yeah, they're touching it, they're holding it,
They're
they're
light up a little bit and put it like
pulling it,
more towards the center. Right
they're
there.
grabbing, holding, touching, pulling, pointing, all of the things. Because, okay, when when a child is circumcised, right? They'll have a mark below the head. They'll have a pink mark, right, where they got circumcised when they were babies. Evidently, his goes like way down, and like halfway down the shaft or something, or at least a quarter of the way down. And so that's the other thing they're trying to get, and that freckle that's down there. Yeah, these ladies do deserve times off and prayers after that. When Jen said, not like we had a fight, more like we had a fight. Maddie upset Stefan when she called him from the party. He dropped everything and went there. Why? No menstrual cycle yet. That's interesting. Yeah, I can only handle so much peopling as well. He's so inconvenienced, embarrassed.
Click. Okay, let's take a picture of this mark right here, please, if we can see that.
He's trying to look at the marks they're taking pictures of.
It could also be on the skin down here when he gets erect. It's like getting, you know what I mean?
So she just said it could also be on the skin down here when he gets erect. It's like, you know what I mean? Like they're talking about the pink mark. Sorry to be so graphic. Catwoman said, I accept, but first I have to see if it's even possible to use the app from here. Oh, yeah, for Discord? Yeah, you'll have to try it. You can hang out with us. We always are talking in there. If I'm not working on a video and things, I'm always in there. They're always talking. Everybody hangs out there.
Other marks. The like freckle thing right there?
I thought underneath.
Can we take it? Okay. Underneath where?
Do you have those pictures?
I bet they
This
use a
one,
gallon
which
of
I
liquid.
believe is the one that she saw over here.
That's that one.
That's the dark one.
Yeah, you can't really see
Right
it too
there.
well with him not being
Oh,
erect.
yeah.
The one that we're trying to find is this down here.
Oh, gotcha.
So it might just be.
Let me see how much hair is. Can you zoom into that?
Like they're talking about finding a specific mark. Let me move the hair. Like all of these poor women, right? Paranormal fan. These women had to endure some shit that day. Catwoman said, thank you, people. You made my evening beautiful. Oh, y'all make my evening beautiful. I love to hang out with you guys over here. They did a sick call so they could go home to shower. Yeah. We do truly have an amazing community. Liddy said they're going to take some long showers. I bet they are.
It's right
Yeah.
where the hairline starts.
Can you zoom into that?
Right. Well, do we have a deputy out there with a real flashlight?
He did, and I love it. He got offended when they said, "Can you zoom into that?" He got offended and humbled. I love it. I'm sorry, but seeing this mug in as much discomfort as possible just makes my day.
If you think of the skin.
He's embarrassed. You can see it.
Could just be the hair got thicker too.
Or it could have been having girl.
Yeah. Oh, we have a look.
And then he has freckles on his leg.
Yeah, we can take the birthmark or whatever it is.
So they can find one more.
Can you take a picture of the other stuff?
Granny said, I mean, there was no period yet. Was he playing along with her and going to run away with her and to send her to alligators? Sick, but aging out is a thing with these sick idiots. Yeah, it's questionable. You know, I've always questioned why did it happen, right? Because like you've been having unfettered access to this poor victim since she was 8 years old. What changed to make you basically murder your play toy? Like you wouldn't hit there's something that happened that made him do that. Because again, he's been having unfettered access to her from the age of 8. So something happened to make him do what he did. These poor women, but also the men who are traumatized from everything they've seen. Yep, everybody in that room is traumatized. You think he loves it, toxic, because the old dirty bastard? You don't think Stephan ever gets humbled? Rachel Lee? Yeah, they are more professional than I could be too, bad girl. And then real quick, Gammy said his body looks like Jen's face, in my opinion. And occasionally Classy said frowning and upset after they needed a zoom lens. Yep. Put that dirty bit near any child's mouth and you get everything coming to you, asshat. Don't be shy and offended now. Right. Exactly.
You wanna check the pictures before we put clothes on and make sure,
Okay, so we for sure got this one.
yeah, the black freckle mark?
Yeah, we got that. The other one could be an inline hair. This trimmer. Can we take a picture? Well, we're not able to see it with it not being erect.
So they can't find a mark without it being erect.
I don't think there was anything else there that we saw.
Okay. Did we get whatever was under the Band-Aid that you wanted to see?
Did you guys take the Band-Aid off?
I took it off.
Can we see? Let's take I think.
Let me get the swabs
Yeah.
first.
Go ahead.
Hey, Vicky Floyd, and thank you for being here. Vicky Floyd said maybe Jen unalived her. Stephan didn't want her gone. That's a question I've considered. The mother thinks that Jen did it. In one of the mother's first interviews that I have on my page, she talks about she says, I dream, and sometimes my dreams come true. And I had a dream that Jen walked up and found Stephan and Madeline naked in the bed and flipped out and choked her or something. And now Stephan's taken the fall because he feels guilty about the CSAM. That was the mother's first thought on everything that happened after she found out Madeline was dead and what Stephan had done. That's what she thinks. She thinks Jen did it because Jen snapped after catching them doing whatever, and Stephan's going to take the fall because he feels guilty about the CSAM stuff. Granny says, I'm not positive Stephan Stearns did it. I see Jen flying into a rage after the roommate left. Catwoman said, but Stephan Stearns knew when is the time to ask for a lawyer. Yeah, he did, because he knew that he was guilty of the CSAM. I'm not sure. Because, in considering the letter that we saw from the jail where he says, as I held you in my arms, as you were dying, I can't remember word for word, as you were dying and I held you in my arms, my heart died with you. So it seems like it's not something that he did, and maybe that's why he wants to go to trial. I love to hear your theories and thoughts on that, though. And if you're watching this on the replay, please let me know who you think committed the crime in the comment section below. Granny said Maddie knew she was supporting those two sick adults. Running away seemed like a good idea. Oh yeah, if they were doing the picture, yeah, maybe. I think she wanted out of that house and away from them, and I think that's what the running away comment said. How far from the time she started school to 13 years old, and she never told anyone. And real quick, Alex said, in theory, if Jen was involved in the CSAM, then Stephan would be motivated to help Jen cover up the unaliving. Absolutely. That's a good thought. And then occasionally Classy said, I think it's strange that the roommates didn't see anything. I know they have their own lives. They may be preoccupied, but they had to suspect something was strange in the home. The one roommate said that, are you okay with Madeline being alone in Stephan's room? And text Jen, and Jen said, thank you, basically for telling me. She said that morning Stephan was washing clothes and there was power tools and hammers on the coffee table in the living room, which is also really weird. Like, I still have lots of questions. Right, Granny?
Since you're already in there anyway.
Yeah. And definitely the head of his penis too, please.
I just said elaborate, Granny.
Do you need where my hands are?
She did reference the Woody Allen situation, Liddy. Mayla's mom said strangulation is typically done by male perpetrators. Thank you for that. Jealous of her daughter, said Liddy.
Turn around for me, please. Okay. And we, I just wanna make sure, we'll get these clothes on him, and I wanna make sure that the locks on his hands are still, I'll steady you, he's gonna help you. Or you want me to do it and you steady him?
The front or back?
That's the front.
So that's in the front, yeah.
So put your left foot in there. Okay, one side. No, I'm in. That's right. Should be like a foot spot in there if you want it.
It's the one, yeah.
Oh, hold on, let's wait a second.
I'm just talking away. I said, I apologize for being muted. I said, Catwoman said, how many locks on the door of room number 4 and a pistol in the drawer? Nobody saw or heard anything. You're right. And it's not weird I don't think it's weird for there to be like one lock on the door, because if you're renting a room and you're paying for that room, right, you're going to lock your door when you leave to keep people from going in your room. But there was like 2 or 3 locks on that door, which is super suspicious. I found big issue with that. And the pistol in the drawer, again, he has guns. He had quite the gun collection, actually. And if it's the one he carried on him, I could see putting it in the nightstand. But it is suspicious when you couple that with the fact that there was not just one lock on the door, there was 3 or 4 locks on the door and the pistol in the drawer. Like, that does make it more questionable. And Gammy said, the entire household was odd, to say the least. Zayo said, no, you're right. Around 8, as far as we've been told. Yes. So correction, from age 8 to 13, those years she was in school. Yeah. She was in school from about 8 to 13. I apologize about being muted. Maddie, regarding her emails to Stephan wanting parent coins, sounds like she felt very adult and loved by Stephan. Yes, Woody Allen for Maddie. Stephan needed prepubescent, in my opinion. Yeah. And the parent coins makes a lot of people question if she was with child. Theory, what if it was accidental? He was doing asphyxiation play. It's a possible speculation. I think absolutely everyone knew more than they were willing to admit about. I think the roommates saw things that were suspicious, but I don't know that they necessarily knew. Too bad that as old and failed. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm sure you would be a good detective, but I don't think you failed at all. You know so many languages. I think you're wonderful. I don't think you failed at all. Liddy said maybe mother over medicated her and they knew it was fatal. Possible. These are all good speculations.
As long as his front is covered.
Maddie was caught doing something with a phone when she was younger.
Okay, we just need to look at your hands again. I don't know if you can view the pictures you already have. I wanna make sure that we have this stuff for them, to include that scratch.
You don't want to be inside. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, they got some in here too.
And what's the inside?
Right there.
They were both lazy.
It's right there on the right side of the cuticle.
This?
Yeah.
Are we doing finger swabs?
What's that? I don't think it was in there.
No. Isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't see any other injuries. But I mean, it was in the dark too.
Do you guys have everything you feel like you need?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. Old Granny said he was caught in his 20s with videos of the roommates. I think mom and dad paid them off. Yes, he did get in trouble in an early age, and his mom was supposedly high up in the military or something to that effect. And they did pay for everything to be swept under the rug. You're absolutely right. Yep, I remember hearing that now. Did Stephen tell his parents that he didn't start this or that it wasn't his fault? Yes, he did. Every human should have some regrets. If they don't, they're in denial, but we grow and learn. Yep, absolutely. We do. And don't ever feel like you're a failure at all. I don't care if you're homeless and on the street and don't have a penny to your name, you're still not a failure. You're still alive. You still can make your way out of things. Don't ever feel like a failure. Lord have mercy. If I let myself feel like a failure, I wouldn't be here today. You know what I mean? So don't ever feel like that. I don't care how bad it is. Don't ever feel like you failed. Zio said, I can smell the video. I rebuke you in the name of Satan, you nasty MFer. Yes.
You want to just have a seat for a minute? Let him take a, here, let me pull it out for you. Let him take a look at the photos, make sure we have everything so we don't have to make you do all this again.
Digging into my joints here,
which
trying
one?
to find it comfortable. Trying to get it to a comfortable position.
The right hand?
The left one's the most uncomfortable.
Okay, face the wall for me so I can see.
The right one, I just got it to a better position.
This one's too tight?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do me a favor, have a seat. Let me swap my gloves because I don't want to touch my collar while in these gloves. And I'll swap them out and then I'll get you new ones.
Thank you.
I'll be with you in a second.
Okay.
Hold on, let me.
It was more traumatizing a few minutes ago, Hazel, but I'm glad you're here. Rubber said, I'm old and these young women are teaching me new things with the internet. Yes. Yes. Rubber, let me know if you got your StreamYard figured out. If not, message me in Discord. We read the jury instructions the other day. Granny said, I think Stephen's jury instructions is a threat to Jen. He's going to share that she had other guests to Maddie before him, in my opinion. Yeah, the mitigating factors is what he references. He needs the jury to understand the definition of mitigating factors. And we speculated on that a few streams back. I think it was the day it was filed or the day after. During a live stream, we talked about that. Zio got that for me and gave it to me. Occasionally, Classy said he wants the cuts adjusted because they're uncomfortable. The audacity. Right. Like, heaven forbid him be inconvenient. The paper does almost scratch his head. White tasteless. Scratching his head on the table.
Alright, stand up, woman, please.
Gabby, that's so sweet.
I just want to make sure that main line is, you know what I mean? The main line on the wrist is seen.
Hey there, Marshmallow. The traumatic brain injury could be a mitigating
Go ahead
factor.
and move forward, spread your feet, wide, 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 more, there you go, just like that. I'll take it. Is that better? Yeah, they have. Is that still okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, have a seat.
She's very smart too, so let's get her opinion. But I
Yeah,
think
we're going to.
Occasionally, Classy said, Bear, I think they'll try to use the TBI. Eric agrees. He's definitely going to point his fingers everywhere but him. But he forgets 4 will be pointing right back at him. Exactly toxic. Rachel Lee says, I've only seen men complain about the cuffs hurting or making them uncomfortable. Yeah, me too. Hazel said, are they making sure the main line is cut? They could be. I kind of wish they had, but he needs to pay for what he did. No, indie girl, they use it a lot. Sometimes damage to the prefrontal cortex can cause you to be more primitive, and they do say that statistically, like it shows serial killers, there's a high number of serial killers that had prefrontal cortex damage, and it makes you more primitive. But I don't know. Like I don't think that a traumatic brain injury would do that. Dio said a member of the Speculating family has a premiere stream tonight. Please tune in for the debut. Oh yeah, that's All for One Investigates. All for One Investigates does political stuff and like UFO stuff. So if you guys are interested in that, check them out. It's pretty interesting. Catwoman said, Abellis, I have 11 chronic illnesses, and I'm sure 1,000% because of the abuses. Oh, I'm so sorry, Catwoman. I am so sorry. Liddy said the whole house feels like a brothel. I know the judges' chambers in Kentucky were. I'm sorry if any of y'all are in pain. That's a hard thing to deal with. So he's just sitting there thinking about everything that just happened, how his tookish is cooked. He's done for. Yeah, that was a mic drop moment. One day at a time, love, says Indie Girl. Yep. Oh, Zayo's getting the blankie out. Zayo said we have a huge blanket that we crawl under here. Get underneath here and bring our hot chocolate with you. Come on. Yes, we have a huge blanket on a huge bed, and we all curl up together and drink our hot chocolate under the warm blanket.
She's gonna take a little bit of swabs of your hands, okay? So when she's ready, we'll have you stand up and just face the wall, then it's easier for her.
Let me just go ahead and stand up.
That's okay.
Yep. You can stand right now.
Janet, I hope if she's involved, which I think she is, I hope he takes her too. I hope he snitches on her and tells him everything. Because he can fix everything. Letcher County, occasionally classy, said, hold on, I want to move it so y'all can see that. So they're getting DNA from it, but also trying to see if they can pick up DNA from Matty from his head. You know, like, because if there's like blood or something from Matty on his hands, that's going to mean, you know, it's easier to convict him saying that he did it. Occasionally, Classy said Letcher County case was so upsetting. Vulnerable women being abused and extorted by people in a position of power. It absolutely was. For me, that case is really upsetting for me because, you know, I used to live a very different lifestyle, and I couldn't imagine being told that in order to stay out of jail, I had to perform sexual activity. You know what I mean? They were doing it to say, like, you know, oh, you can't pay for the ankle monitor. Well, you know, you can do this in order to pay for it. Like, it's really sad. It's really sad. That case, I've been following that case closely too. And there's a lot of things we're finding out about that case. There's more information dropping. But it is upsetting. Those poor women. And one of them's not even here anymore because she went out and used and overdosed. And from what I understand, I could be wrong, don't quote me, but I think it was from she overdosed. And again, I mean, when you're dealing with stuff like that, that's the whole reason you start using in the first place, is to get rid of trauma, to not think about things that are going on or things that have happened in the past. And then, you know, she's trying to get her shit together and get clean, and you're putting her through that shit. Like, I would hold them accountable for her overdosing if I could.
Could you
Are you
bend
Jen?
your right thumb towards your palm? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, paranormal fan, thank you for being here, paranormal fan. And yeah, I'm glad that you were getting immersion too. I can't either, Baron Marshmallow. She's making sure to get all the DNA. Yeah, and I would say they put the mask on to make sure that they don't contaminate any of the evidence they're trying to collect, right? But they have nothing on their hair.
Now if you could bend your left thumb towards your palm.
So I'm thinking that it's not for that reason, because if so, they would have a hairnet on. No, he had a hat on earlier, but that's his hair. I'm a Libra too. I'm a Libra too. Libras unite. Baron Marshmallow, this cop was like, not today, Satan. She is getting every bit of DNA. It's a family crest content. I think I put it on a video on my page. I'll see when we get done with this, because I have a video showing that. I think it's short.
All right, buddy, accept.
They cover their face so that they don't fart. You don't fart all the time. I don't know what else happened. Yeah, so he's just gonna sit there for a little bit. We can watch his reactions for a little bit before I have to go. Oh, my hand is freezing. Yeah. He had not had a shower in a few days. Oh, you guys make my day. I love coming in and talking to you all. My hubby's a Cancer, I think. He was born July 5th. So I think that's Cancer. Yeah, they took his one clean shirt, right? So you can see here he's huffing and puffing and, you know, humiliated, defeated are some words that come to mind. His goose is cooked. Okay, occasionally classy. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us today. Oh, that's so sweet, Toxic. He is repulsive. Speed this part up so we can watch him fidget. I mean, he looks defeated, and I'm here for it. Content said, I've been listening, and I wanted to say you sound like a great stepmom. Aw, well, thank you. I'm sorry yours wasn't. I hope I am. They seem to love me. Sex offenders could have diseases too. Yeah, they could. Oh, thank you for being here, Gammy. Zayo said, I think he's wondering if they're going to give him what he deserves when he gets to prison. In his thoughts, in my opinion, yeah. He's probably thinking about that. It's him breathing. It's the air.
Did you say now your wallet's gonna go to jail with you, and whatever change you have, some like loose change in your pocket, I just toss that in the wallet too. Okay? Are you done with this?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need any more water?
More water would be great.
Gabby said he's not defeated. He's coming down. Oh, Constance said he needs a bra.
I'm gonna help you out, but I'm gonna go slow because I don't want you to choke. Okay?
So
Good?
I made this can get in front of me.
No, sir. We do not do that. Sorry about that.
He asked them to move it in front of him. They said no, they don't do that. So he grabs it with his teeth and drinks it like that. Like just trying to appear as helpless as possible. I know his hands are behind his back, but he's just over exaggerating in my opinion. Zayo said, yeah, we do want you to choke. We do. Okay, Gabby, thank you for being here, love. Bear Marshmallow said someone on Reddit commented about this video and said he's built like a bag of milk. He is. Florida prison system ain't no joke. That loose pocket changes his life savings, said Rachel Lee. Probably is. Toxic said he's got dry mouth. He's nervous as all get out. He could use his elbow or his arm, but he's wanting to appear helpless, I think. I'm going to read the warrant. It just gives me, I'm thinking that considering how his parents babied him his whole life, and he's inconvenienced right now, he just wants to appear helpless and inconvenienced. He's irritated, so he's just being dramatic, like a toddler on a fit. When they're irritated, they're dramatic, fall on the floor, all the things. Oh no, bad girl. And that's what he's doing, being a toddler. Yep, he wants to appear helpless. Hazel said he looks like his mother spit him out. Just deep breaths, total humiliation, defeated. Like, I wish I could see him cry right now. Rocking back and forth, self-soothing. Belly poking out. Like, he looks like an old man. He don't look 37. He looks like a disgusting old man sitting up in the bed with her at night. It just makes me, it makes it even worse, right? Like, as if it wasn't as bad enough already. It just makes it worse. They eat too much chicken, says Liddy. Fidgeting. He's the handcuffs are hurting his hands. I mean, he's just a toddler, baby. ahead a little bit.
Just a little bit. Come on, stand up, face the wall for me, please. We're just gonna swap out your cuffs. You're not gonna go anywhere quite yet. So he's gonna put on a pair directly under these. It's gonna hurt for a minute, but he's gonna take them off. Just bear with us. Fortunately, they're not made for comfort.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not. Unfortunately for him, fortunately for us, they're not made for comfort. I don't want him to feel a bit of comfort. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all saw, but there's some documents out about Wade Wilson texting one of his wives.
Thank you.
Y'all ought to see it. It is disgusting.
All right, have a seat down.
Huffing and puffing.
It's worse. It's worse.
It's worse. It's worse. My thumb's going numb. Oh, poor baby. All right, we'll skip ahead to right here. He does need to cover up.
We're putting it on?
No, I'm just gonna zip it up all the way.
He's got a lot of female items behind bars. I didn't know.
Try to cover you as much as I can.
Go try to cover him up. There's people looking at him.
We have our steel holes with
No, sorry.
We can leave your chest.
Now he said, "Can I put my arms out? I just get claustrophobic." Like, stop. Jail transport cuffs. The others belong to the officer. Yes, thank you, Zio. I will, don't worry, but if you're coming to Europe, visit me. I would. I wish I could go to Europe. Yeah, oh, it's worse. Suck it up, loser. I'm with you, Toxic. Sometimes the handcuffs belong to a specific cop. Sometimes they'll be different colors and stuff. Hazel said, "Thank you, Jesus."
Just exposed a little bit.
Or just my arms being.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's not gonna change.
It's not a Ford drive at all.
This is his copy. Yeah.
Last sip of water before you go?
Yes, please.
Yes, okay.
Please, thank you.
All of it?
We won't go on until we get the time.
Would you like some more?
Go on.
So we just
All right, head out there, just wait with her. She'll get you a little bit more water, and then I'm gonna check this room, and we will get out of here.
And then right after this is where we get the pictures of him, his perp walk, where we found out he was arrested.
Come forward for me.
Right, bad girl? Sarah Marshmallow said claustrophobic. I bet Maddie felt claustrophobic with your nasty ass anywhere near her. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what that lady just said. Like and subscribe. Okay, well, that's going to be it for me today. We'll continue going over this stuff tomorrow. Yes, please keep Maddie in your prayers, guys. It's a hard case, and it's a sad thing to talk about. Thank God that she's getting justice finally. Female officer needed to come closer to take a picture of the small worm. She's making sure he didn't ditch evidence. Did you see her peer under the table? I did. I bet they are getting the Lysol out and the bleach. Thank you guys for being here. I really enjoy spending time with y'all and talking about these videos and these cases with y'all. I hope to see y'all tomorrow, and I hope y'all have a good evening spending time with your families. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Until then, hold it down, get under the warm blanket. We'll all drink cocoa, coffee, and apple cider. And yep, see y'all tomorrow. Bye.
You